Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, November 26th, 2022, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. I have never ran faster to go to 3 stores in my entire life. But the good thing is I got my Gatorade, I got my Snapple. I ended up going to the dispensary. I went to Petco, got Paisley some snacks, and they had a huge sale on the dispensary. So I got gummies for days, and I got back just in time before the pay-per-view started. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm good. Well, besides the Ducks losing, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good besides the Ducks losing. That was rough. All right, let me message some people here. Okay. All right, now I just got to do a little screenshot here. How are you doing, Forbidden? Yes, I love the Aussie intro. You know how much I love me some Aussie. All right, so I just need to do a thing for social media here, just like a little post. Yeah, well, remember, like I said, karma is real, and when you have bad coaching, shit happens, man. All right, hold up. All right, now I just got to do a post. Lenny, my boy, how are you? I made it just in time. I thought I was going to be about 10 minutes late. I literally had 20 minutes to go to Petco, get snacks for Paisley. Then I go to get Snapples and Gatorade. And then I went to the dispensary. And then the fucking people that were in there, but luckily they had a huge sale, 40% off. So I got like $70 or $80 worth of gummies for like $40. So I definitely cashed out, man. All right, let me do this post on social media, and we're here. I mean, besides the Ducks losing, I'm good, but I'm glad that we lost because we didn't deserve to win. You know what I'm saying? It was just embarrassing as fuck, dude. Like when you have bad coaching and bad play calling. All right, so just give me a sec, guys, while I do these posts on social media. But god damn, way to rip my heart out. This is going to be sweet. Love me some Aussie, too. Damn, I've never went so quickly to 3 stores in my life. I'm glad I made it back, though, before it started. I'm making a new post now. Let's go. Just doing a post right now, so if you guys are wondering what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm just trying to do this. I just had to go to 3 stores: dispensary, Petco, and the fucking Safeway Yeah, I had to fucking RKO like 10 different people. All right, Sarah, I got a post. All right, there's that one. If I didn't fucking misspell anything. I think I'm good there. All right, I got it on. Yeah, well, good. Arizona State can get Dillingham, and he can get that shitty play calling away from us. All right, we got Becky Lynch, the man. God, I really didn't think I was going to be here on time, and that Duck game went long. Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I'm good besides the Ducks loss. I agree. Trust me, I know. It's time. War games. Let's go, man. Well, it sounds like Dillingham is going to leave maybe to be like Arizona State's coach or something. He already has ties there. He's a horrible play caller. So, fuck, if he wants to go fucking right ahead because we hate you. We don't like you whatsoever. So, I am live on Twitter right now as well. So, again, if you have a Twitter account, want to, like and retweet it, that'll help us get more people here. So, Forbidden, my boy, Sarah, what's good? I'm already live on Twitter, so there's no point of doing a Twitter stream. They can see it live on there, but I just did it for like my Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, so we're good. For what, WWE? This is on Peacock, so you have to have Peacock Network. No, it's only on Peacock. You have to. It only costs $5. So if you have a debit card and you order Peacock, put your debit or credit card on there. It's $5. Sometimes they'll even have a free trial for the first month. So come on, Ducks fan. If you're 18, you can $5. Dig in the catch. Let's go. And I'm glad they changed her name back to Mia Yim instead of doing the crazy name, the Michin. I mean, she's known as Mia Yim. Keep it that way, unless they wanted to go as Yim. You know what I mean? But it's good to be able to have the names of the people that we're familiar with. Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Yeah, damn right. Always looks good. Well, as we know, wrestling is staged, and they already have predetermined winners. But sometimes we get craziness that ends up happening in between the matches. So we will find out. I actually think this is going to be a pretty good. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good pay-per-view. When you have cages involved and when there's teams involved, it usually ends up being better. Okay, so this is the bag of gummies that I got. Do you think I got enough? After that Oregon Duck loss, I think I might eat every one, but then I'd like pass out. So, well, of course they did. I'm an AEW guy, but I know. All right, so we got one box. Oregon is the best. 2 boxes. Three boxes. And I was only going to go there to buy one, but it's 40% off. Today's the last day of the sale. And then I got this special one. This is the hardcore one, the one I'm going to take right now. This one right here. This is the Grand Pearls Blueberry Lemonade Daytime Sativa 3-in-1 CBD THC CBN. Hope I don't pass out, but I'm ready to go. All the gummies for your boy. What are the chances that Sammy leaves the bloodline? Or they were teasing it in SmackDown when you had Jay listening behind the door And then he's like, oh, have you talked to anyone? Kevin Owens came up and they're like, oh, have you talked to anybody? No, I just got here. So they're kind of teasing it. At some point, Sami Zayn may, turn on them, but we'll see. No, man, I'm a champ, dude. I can take gummies and do the stream, and I can even call a game on gummies, and no one would ever know that I'm on gummies or not unless I told you. Like, most of the time, I don't do them when I do games, but if we are like at the end of a stream and I'm doing, just like pulling pictures up of food, and stuff like that, then maybe I'll do some. So, your boy. Oh, I'm opening these motherfuckers, dude. After that Ducks loss, man, I could eat this whole thing, but I won't. Your boy going to be looking like Jackie Chan in about fucking 30 minutes. My cousin. Oh, damn, that smells good. All right, see you guys later. Nice knowing you. Oh, damn, those are good. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, no kidding, bro. Everyone is. Like I said, all my friends, and I even called my dad. I said, I told you so. He's like, damn, you were right. I mean, like I said, unless you watch the other team, then you don't know unless you're actually like, watching other teams play. I knew the Beavers could win today. I think 90% of the Ducks fans thought that they were going to win, and they were going to win by a lot. And then maybe 5% thought they were going to win barely. But I know better. I know better. Schaefer in the building. What up, Brian? Oh, of course I do. I was on Becky Lynch before she became the man. She's not the most athletic, but I always knew that she would be a star. But I'm more of like Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair. I like the athleticism from the females. I like those type. But Becky's got personality, and obviously Seth likes her. So, and Seth is my favorite. So, I'm a Seth Rollins guy, a Randy Orton guy, and prayers up for Randy Orton. He had the same back surgery that kept Shawn Michaels out for 4 years. So Randy Orton might be done. We may never see Randy Orton in a ring ever again unless he's fully dedicated on coming back. And then I don't know what that's going to look like. But I'm a Seth Rollins guy, Randy Orton guy, Kevin Owens guy. Who else do I like? I know I'm missing somebody. Who else am I missing? Who am I missing, Sarah? I like Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Oh, AJ Styles. Can't forget about AJ. Those are my top four. Those are my favorite four. And then I like Charlotte and Bianca Belair as far as like the females athleticism wise. But I'm more of an AEW guy, but I do have a lot of love and respect for, both. But I just like Bryan Danielson and Moxley and MJF and Lucha Bros and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. There's just more wrestlers that I enjoy in AEW than WWE. But thank God I made it in time. Yeah, but like my boy Preston hates Becky Lynch, and I told him, because there was like Charlotte Flair and Bayley and Sasha Banks, and he was like, dude, he's like, Becky Lynch is the worst one of them all. I was like, okay, well, I mean, she might not be athletic, but I kept telling, him that she's going to make it. And he was like, no. And then she did. And then, your boy's got ESP. So, oh yeah, Finn as well. I like, but Finn is like borderline for me. He's like fifth. You know what I mean? It's not the same love I have for AJ, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Seth. Those guys are like, I love those guys. Finn is like a guy like Ricochet and a few others that I really enjoy to watch. But I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, oh my God, I have to watch every minute of a Finn match. There's others that I would watch, but there's like a tie at number 5 between like 3 or 4 wrestlers that could be there. So. Oh, absolutely. Roman needs to lose. They should have had it go to the Fiend and never fired him, and things would be a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to be able to do with the storyline, but I mean, no matter what Riddle does, he'll never be Randy Orton. Third generation Cowboy Bob Orton. He's had his grandpa, his dad, him. I mean, to me, Randy is a goat. Like he's like John Cena to me. Like like one of the top dogs. Yeah, I know, like Batista and obviously Brock Lesnar. Those guys came in at the same time. Batista, Brock Lesnar, Cena, and Randy Orton. But to me, Cena and Randy Orton are legends. Batista, it was a good wrestler, but I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. Everyone has their little pecking order. So, well, I'm glad I got back in time. I didn't think that was going to happen. So, nothing like a nice little WWE pay-per-view to be able to finish it off. And anyone's got Twitter, please do me a solid and like and retweet the stream. It'll help us get more views. Usually we can get about 20 to 300 more views when you guys do that. Even if we only get 3 or 4 people total to retweet it and like it, it can still get us to 300 extra. And that might lead to a potential new GOAT, maybe someone new to sub, maybe someone that'll watch it on Twitter or here, or maybe even a possible dono. So if you guys could do that, it'd be great. Like on the Ducks game, we got 71 extra views by just 2 people liking it and 1 person retweeting it. So far, so good. Eight, 7. And a good thing before I left, I prepped everything. I got everything prepped before I left. So I'm glad I did that. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be live yet. Io Sky. Thank you, son of Odin. And I know, you might, every person, some people have a lot of followers on Twitter and some people don't have any. It really doesn't matter. If you just do it, it helps with the algorithm and whatnot. So. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's going to be a 4-year recovery. I mean, Randy's a special athlete, but it took HBK 4 years. So it's going to be crazy. Fiend, yeah. Yeah. You want to know something crazy, Ducks fan? Cena follows me and Sarah on social media. Like, no joke. I don't have too many famous people that follow me on social media, but like John Cena, Conan, Jose Canseco, there's a few. Oh yeah, it's awesome, man. My cousins. I'm half Japanese, so I'm all about that life. Oh, of course. WWE, and they know sex sells, right? So they're going to have the ladies that, are going to be like pretty, right? And like hot, and then be athletes. And then you're going to have others that maybe aren't so pretty to others, but they're just amazing, in the ring. Not everyone can be Mandy Rose. You know what I mean? Not everyone can look like a model. Are you talking about old school or what? Are you talking $1 Million Man? Ted DiBiase? No way. Cena's in the back? Hell yeah. Dude, these gummies are these are good. These are going to kick in good. 30 milligram CBD, CBN, 10 milligram THC per. Oh, dude, this is going to get me all special. You kidding me? Oh my God. 100 milligrams of that, 327 milligrams of the other of the CBD, CBG, CBD, CBN, THC. My God, living in Oregon is the best. I can't even tell you what's inside. And the crazy thing is, you get like a container of like 10 pieces of that, and you probably just need like 1 or 2. And yeah, you're not even spending that much money. $15, $20. It'll last a few days, even if you eat a bunch. Even like if you eat 2 or 3, that's good enough. You don't need to eat more than that, in a day. So, and I got 4 boxes, 3 boxes of this, and these were only $7. Normally these run like 15 to 17 based off their sale. I was like, I had $40. I was like, what can I get with $40? And normally I was just going to buy one and get the change and just spend like $15. But when the sale happened, I was like, fuck, this is the last day of the sale. If I can get $80 or $90 worth of gummies for $40, yeah, I guess I will buy everything. So Caitlin in the building. How are you? Here we go. Asuka. Yeah, and these guys used to be tag partners in Japan. And I love the double ring. And I loved when they used to do this for, WCW. Lots of memories with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hogan, DDP, and doing matches like this. It's a very unique. It's way better than like a Saudi Arabia bullshit pay-per-view. Like this might be it's Survivor Series War Games, but normally the main ones are WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and I think Money in the Bank has gotten a little bit more prestigious over the years. But there's a lot of like filler pay-per-views that are kind of crappy. At least AEWs are pretty awesome, but they only have 4. Nice. Asuka with the backhand and the sweep and the chop. I'm going to be very hungry. I can tell probably in like 30 minutes to an hour. You'll be seeing me like this. Be like, you guys there? Are you guys watching the pay-per-view? Let's go. Oh, man. Well, I don't even get it. And they said if Washington beats Washington State, that Oregon still can make it to like the Pac-12 championship under like a certain. I don't even want to go anymore. We suck. I mean, Dan Lanning is a bitch. You know what I mean? Dillingham fucking sucks. Like we have horrible. Oh, awesome. Bianca Belair showing that strength. Asuka from the top. Nice drop kick. But I don't even want to make the Pac-12 championship now. Just disgusting, man. I mean, I've never seen play. I've been watching the Ducks since I was 5, since the 80s. This is the worst coaching I've ever seen from the team. And I've watched when they used to win 1 game a year, 2 games a year. I mean, Lanning and Dillingham need to go immediately. So he's in AEW. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, it's been a long day, bro. I just watched the Ducks get fucking massacred, and I had my heart rip out. Of course, I'm going to miss something, dude. Yes, Hell in the Cell. Yes, that too. Oh, really? Keep me updated on scores if there's anything that's worth mentioning, like USC losing by 1,000. Maybe, could be. Nikki Cross. We want tables. Let them know. And it's funny how many Ducks fans are so genuinely, we're not even necessarily mad, about the loss itself. We're mad based off how we lost. Special teams was just dog shit with the punter, and then the coaching to go for it on 4th down again. Like you didn't learn your lesson. If you wanted Duck fans to back you, you can't go for it on 4th down again like you did against UW, going for it on your own 33 or 29. You're pretty much telling us that you don't care. Oh, MJF. Well, MJF is the best talker in the business. I'm not sure if MJF is all about the money. I mean, he's got the ring or whatever, but he doesn't have a gimmick like $1 Million Man where he's stuffing $100 bills in people's mouths. Yeah, MJF is awesome. He's the best shit talker, best on the mic, hands down. Oh, she's always been psycho. Chiefs and Angels and Forbidden aren't even watching the match. They're just like, these girls are good. These girls are hot. Yeah. That's one thing they got on AEW. They got way more talented wrestlers. And like I said, they've been building the Diva division for 20, 25, 30 years. AEW don't got shit over there yet. But if you could get like Sasha Banks, Bailey, Charlotte Flair, like a few of them to go over, with Paige, Saraya, and obviously Dr. Britt Baker, then it could be a little bit more evened out. But I mean, it might not be evened out for a while. It might take like 5 to 10 years and contracts to not be renewed or for them to want to leave. Alexa Bliss. And Alexa's tiny. Alexa's like 5 foot. She's definitely by far the tiniest wrestler that packs a punch. It's very rare to see a female wrestler that's that short, 4'9", 4'10", 5 foot, 5'1", 5'2", whatever she stands. But she's very athletic for her size. And I think more people prefer Bliss over like Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is kind of too plastic and fake. You know what I mean? It's like you can be pretty and look like a supermodel, but that doesn't mean every guy or every girl is going to find you attractive, especially if you're too plasticky. Did they? Yeah, keep me updated on that. Yeah, I've been watching Dakota Kai for like a long, long time. A lot of these wrestlers, I mean, like I said, I've been watching wrestling since '85. So I really got to see the birth of Hulkamania. Ric Flair in his prime, Andre the Giant. I got to see WCW, ECW, WWF. Things have changed. I love the setup here. Like, just having the cages alone and the weapons is going to make like a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view like look like dog shit. You know what I mean? Like some of the pay-per-view, I know they do the Saudi Arabia one for the money, but at least like the Wales one, that one was good. The crowd was hyphy. You know what I mean? Very lit with Drew McIntyre, going there. But I mean, sometimes these gimmick pay-per-views are, suspect, but I do like this one with the cages and whatnot and the teams and the weapons. It's a nice change of pace from just a regular WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, type Royal Rumble. But I still think Rumble is the best. I think if I was going to go do them in order, Rumble is the best, and then usually WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam, Survivor Series, a little bit after that. Nikki Cross from the top. And Hell in the Cell. I better not forget that. I don't want Forbidden to give me a write-up. Yeah, Streets of Rage, Sega Genesis. I am, man. And like I said, even when I went to the dispensary, they're like, dude, you're fucking 40? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I do YouTube. And they're like, I was like, you're going to get a lot of Duck fans and Beaver fans and wrestling fans in here pretty soon. They're like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaos already. I love it. Bailey should have went heel a long time ago. And like I said, I love heels rather than faces. So it's like when Hulk Hogan was the face and then he went heel. I loved it. Hollywood Hogan is one of my favorites of all time. I know he's kind of a piece of shit, like in his real life. He's got some racism issues. He's kind of an asshole. He tries to come off as like more of a nicer guy, but there's been a lot of reports that Hogan isn't really what he seems, and he's not very well liked. But I still love Hollywood Hogan. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, rest in peace, Scott Hall. RVD, I mean, if I'm going through Sabu, some of my all-time favorites, but definitely NWO, because when you're NWO, you're NWO for life, brother. And I love the Shield, definitely like Moxley and Seth more than Roman, but Roman has come a long way. He used to not be able to talk at all, and he used to be like a 0 on the mic. At least now he's like maybe an 8, or 7. He's done, but he's had like 2 years to, kind of hone his craft of being the man. I mean, unless you're a fucking idiot, and you got to have Heyman talk for you for the whole time. So, oh, for sure, bro. I will never stop watching. If I live to 100, I'm still going to be watching. I'm still going to be doing this on the channel. I am never going to stop watching. And honestly, with my love for it, sometimes I love it more than football. Like sometimes wrestling is number one for me. You know, when I was a kid, it was wrestling in the NBA with like Jordan and Bird and Magic. And then that era changed. And then obviously I loved Ken Griffey Jr. back in the day, but it was wrestling and NBA. Now it's wrestling, NFL, and college football. And then below that is like NASCAR, baseball. And at the very, very bottom, it's like NBA and college hoops. Oh, oh yeah. And like I said, and like especially if you watched it, like I grew up, like watching the video game era. I had Atari 2600. Like I had the first system, Nintendo, Sega, Super Nintendo, when it was like stick figures. And to see like video games now, and I was 13 when the internet started. So it's like I'm 40 now. So I grew up in an era where I saw like the best toys, the best video games, the best athletes in the 80s and 90s, the best wrestlers. It's like you either were a part of this life or, if you're 35 to 45, you're going to connect with me. If you're younger, then you may not fully understand all the shit that I'm saying. But I think that, if you're in that wheelhouse, you understand. Oh, yeah. And Vince was drowning the company. I don't even think he realized or cared. He just wanted to do it in his vision. You know what I'm saying? But it was horrible. And it's good to see some of these people back, and the direction of the company with Stephanie and with Triple H it's a night and day difference. Because I boycotted WWE for 2 years because it was just dog shit. I wasn't going to waste 3 hours watching Raw, 2 hours watching SmackDown for one good match. Fuck out of here, And I liked AEW. So, AEW was more because I'm more of an ECW, WCW guy. That's normally what I like. Hardcore wrestling or presentation or wrestlers like legends. And I still love Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, Undertaker, DX. I love that shit. You know what I mean? But I just always liked WCW in its prime more and ECW personally. The hardcore wrestling I love, RVD, Sabu, Tajiri, Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Justin Incredible, Lance Storm. I mean, I can name drop wrestlers for days, just like I do for basketball and everything else. So, oh no, did they? Oh, Brian. Yeah, but check this out. If Cena would have went heel in 2010, after like quite a few years of being John Cena, 7-8 years of being the guy, and then he would have just went heel and did NWO as the leader like Hogan, his career would have went to a whole nother level. Like Cena is hated by a lot, even though he did like a lot of the grants for Make-A-Wish. He's the number one, but he's known as always been like the face, always a good guy. But I think that he could have elevated his career to superstar, like Hogan status, if he would have went heel at that time, if they would have done that. Because it would have been the most surprising heel turn since Hogan. When Hogan went heel, like people were spitting, throwing drinks, throwing food. Kids were crying. People didn't understand. They're like, take your vitamins, say your prayers. And now Hogan's coming out there, with Dennis Rodman. And, it was just cool, man. Like you had to be alive for NWO and DX. And you either were alive or you weren't. You were either watching or you weren't. Nice move. Oh, yeah. Well, I wish they could go back to the Attitude Era, but there's too many fucking Karens and Kyles that bitch and complain. But they pushed the boundaries and they exceeded the boundaries with some of the stuff Vince said and the things that they did for storyline. Like very unacceptable behavior, back then. And can I only imagine how many of the ladies got pressured into doing something with Vince and with him promising you will be champion. You'll get a belt, or I'll give you an opportunity if we fool around. It happened to quite a few of the female wrestlers, which is sad because I imagine they don't like kissing a wrinkly old man. This is a good match so far. No, it's never going to happen because it's all about going against, You don't want a monopoly. We want options. I would have loved it if WCW was ran by Shane McMahon and ECW was ran by Stephanie. And then they could have had all the federations going. But Vince had such an ego. He bought them all and then shut them down. And then he made a lot of wrestlers lose their jobs. But they could have still kept the brand name and made the money and then had 3 separate federations. What would have wrestling been if they would have went that angle? It would have been much better. People love options, Plus, I love Joey Styles. I love Shivani and Tenay and Larry Zbyszko. For me, it was the announcers in WCW and the presentation and the legends. And also the cruiserweight division. I love that shit. There was just so much stuff that I really enjoyed. The hardcore wrestling and the moves, ECW. Presentation, NWO, legends, announcers, Bash at the Beach, Halloween Havoc. That shit was awesome. And then obviously Stone Cold, Rock, DX, Undertaker, Demolition, Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, it was just a different time back then. Doink the Clown. I can name drop like me and Preston and Justin. As far as like wrestling fans, those are my 2 boys. Those are, my friends for life. And, between the 3 of us, we could probably name drop for like a day straight. Because I can do it for old school NBA players, baseball, and football, but especially for wrestling. I used to go to Blockbuster Video in the video store and rent the videos, get the Mountain Dew, stay up all night, and watch like 1988 WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and just love it. Honky Tonk Man and all the old school stuff. And I never lost the love. And I've never stopped watching. I'm 40 years old, and I've started watching around 4 or 5 years old, and I'm 40 now. And I've been watching ever since. Prior to COVID, I never missed a Raw in 20 plus years. And prior to COVID, I never missed a SmackDown. I watched every episode live or on the DVR that night. But when COVID happened, the presentation, obviously with no fans, that was a big part. But the storyline and the overall wrestling was horrible in WWE. If you were a true fan, you know this. And that's why AEW was better. It was just... Oh, nice. I like Ripley a lot too, because she's not like, she doesn't look like a traditional, hot girl wrestler. She doesn't look like Alexa Bliss or Mandy Rose. You know what I mean? She's got her own kind of emo goth look, and I fucking love it. They need to have more wrestlers not try to be sexy and just to be badasses. Tattoos, biker chicks, emo, goth, whatever it is their angle is. But I fucking love it. But obviously they know sex sells. You know what I mean? But I like Ripley a lot. I think she's very talented, to be honest. She kind of reminds me of the male version of Drew McIntyre. A guy that gets disrespected, doesn't get enough love. Yeah, I got the belt, but you got the belt with nobody fucking watching. No one was even in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm used to watching wrestlers with masks and gimmicks and everything, and it's just nice to be able to see people that, and like even Nikki Cross, her as well. It's like, you don't have to have this prototypical stereotype of a girl has to be blonde or brunette or have big boobs. You know what I mean? Has to have a butt, or has to have this certain look. I want to be able to see mic skills. That's what I want to see. Oh, anybody can wrestle, girl or guy. But how good are you on the fucking mic? You know what I mean? That's really what separates the good from the great. Not only on YouTube or Twitch, but like in wrestling, that's what it's about. Who is the man on the mic? Who is the woman on the mic? There's a lot of wrestlers out there, but how many can you say that are amazing on the mic? Not many. Hogan, Rock, Stone Cold, right? MJF, Jericho, Miz. You know what I mean? There's certain ones that are much better than others. Oh, but you know what I'm saying? I think she is, right? But do you know what I mean? But I think other, guys that are kind of stereotype, oh, she has to be blonde or brunette. She's got to look like Dr. Britt Baker, or has to look like Mandy Rose, or, Trish Stratus or Tori Wilson. You know what I mean? Stacy Keibler. We got kind of spoiled by Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson, and Sable, and, that type of look, like girls that look like they should be in Playboy, Oh, and that's what I'm saying. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for other people, they stereotype and they kind of hate on it, thinking that like Ripley can't be, sexy in her own way or be different. So, Let's go. Yeah, well, Bray's authentic too. Lenny, you be looking at that ass. You don't even care what it is. You be looking at the booty cheeks no matter what. All of a sudden, we'll be talking football. I'll be like, oh, did you see that butt? I'm like, where? In the stands. No, I didn't, bro. I'm calling the game. Lenny's got the, they have like different, I know you, man. I know you, man. Lenny's like, oh, did you see that butt? No, bro, I did not see the butt. Where was it? Oh, man, it was in the second deck on the commercial. Nope, didn't see it. Didn't see the butt. Hey, some people are face people. Some people are boob people. Some people are butt people, This is how it goes. Nice to see Becky Lynch back. I'll tell you that. Oh, Liv Morgan too. Yeah, Liv Morgan's super sexy. You kidding me? Bo Dallas is extremely lucky. All you have to do is fucking Bo leave. Oh, that was nice. But Bo Dallas seems like a real down-to-earth, chill dude, so it doesn't surprise me. Bo's a smart dude as well. He's doing like real estate shit on the side, and yeah, there's plenty of guys for you to drool on, Sarah. Randy Orton right there, number one. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good-looking women and handsome men. I mean, all these wrestlers are sex symbols. You kidding me? And that's why they dress the way they dress, and the angles that they do. They're trying to get the pervy old dudes. They're trying to get the young kids. Bobby, what are you doing with your door closed? I'm watching WWE. Sure you are. Sure you are, Bobby. Watching WWE. Oh, nice kick. No, stop the shit out of her. There you go. Bat, bat, bat. Becky looks like she's lost a lot of that pregnancy weight too. She looks thinner than before. Yeah, of course. Well, you can blame the people in the chat for that. Oh, Ripley. Riptide. Oh, shit. Ripley from behind. Yeah. 1, 2. And I like Ripley that she's taller as well. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of filled out as far as like her like structure and how like tall she is and how strong she is. They don't have too many people that are on like Ripley's size and strength level. Scarlett. Yeah, Scarlett looks like she should be in Playboy. No lie. Oh, the mist. Oh, Rhea missed. Oh, DDT. Her head decapitated. She looks like a Smurf. Bow. No, she was too stupid for me, to be honest. And I'm kind of surprised that Cena was with her for as long as he was. You know what I mean? It's like you can be with somebody, I guess, if they have physical attributes that you like. If you have the boobs or the butt or whatever. But she was. If I was going to go with Nikki, I would have done the sister, like Bryan Danielson. Someone, I would have gone that route if I had to choose between the two. I got to have someone that's got a brain. I can't have somebody that's like ditzy and stupid. And I don't think Nikki's completely stupid, but. Yeah, I gotta have some brain in there. I can't just have looks. Gotta have something to be able to talk about, someone that can hold a conversation. Not someone that's gonna be on TikTok 24 hours. Nice kick by Asuka. Yeah, it's your guys' fault. Hey, I'm real. I just keep it 100. I have to keep it real. I mean, what do you expect? You got all kinds of crazy, sexy women beating the shit out of each other in a big-ass double cage. Of course, someone's going to make a comment. We always usually keep it at least PG-13 for the most part. We don't get too crazy. Oh, trash can to the booty cheeks. Oh, here we go. We got some really good moves coming here. Yes, give me, yeah, you know you're going to get it. We're going to get it, like everyone involved. That's what, like ECW, WCW, and preferably AEW. This is the type of shit that we want to see. We want to be able to see the crazy stuff. Yeah, you got to eliminate some of these people. Oh, bang! Nice move. Yeah, wrestling with the females isn't the same without Sasha Banks, though. Naomi. But Sasha Banks specifically, she got some swag. Oh, hopefully Bailey's okay. Uh-oh. Backflip. Catch her. Nice. At least they caught her. Now we got to figure out who's really, really hurt and who's pretending. Yeah, and Bianca's not very good on the microphone either. I mean, I know she's got Montez Ford and stuff, but she doesn't know how to talk on the mic. It's forced. You know what I mean? Like you either are a badass on the mic and you have that swag, or you're pretending to be someone you're not. You just can't be all of a sudden transformed one day and turn into a fucking animal on the microphone. You either are a fucking beast or you're not. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You got it or you don't. When you're not normally a talker and you try to be one, everyone can see it. It's very, not authentic. It just seems forced. Like you're trying to talk shit or be funny or be witty or be clever or to be like, intimidating. And it just comes off as this like off and weird and like shitty and like makes you look worse. So. Yeah, but just because you lose at Mania doesn't define your whole career. Yeah, but Sasha gets a lot of her swag from Snoop. It's like, imagine if Snoop is like your fucking uncle. Are you fucking kidding me? Snoop Doggy Dog, Calvin Brodus, Snoop D-O-double-G, Snoop D-O-double-G. Why? D-O-double-G. You kidding me? Of course, if you have Snoop Dogg in your family and you don't have swag, I mean, what are you doing? Doesn't even have to be about the weed either. So what would you guys grade? What would you grade this first match so far from everyone that's watching? Pretty entertaining, right? I mean, we have to say this is at least an 8 or a 9 as an opener. I mean, I haven't seen anything that would make me say that this has been bad. I mean, it's been a solid 9 to me to start the pay-per-view. And you always want to have your best match either be the first one or the last one. And usually this is supposed to be the second best match of the night, the tone setter. So they have the second best match of the night is this one. And then you hope the best one is the main event at the end, but sometimes it's not. So, but I've liked this match so far. I give it a solid 9 so far. I mean, it could go to a 9.5 if we get some kind of fucking crazy ending. Oh, shit. Ooh. Damn. And even though the ladders are fake and the tables are fake, the trash cans are fake, and they're like, oh my God, the kendo stick. I mean, the kendo stick is plastic. I mean, come on. But I'm just saying for entertainment value, it hasn't been that bad. It's been pretty good. The pay-per-view match card, Rousey, yeah, that should have not even been on the card. But okay, but if you give it a 7.5, think about how many matches that have opened a pay-per-view that have been shitty or just been okay, and compare it to what we've seen so far. It's been pretty good. The crowd is into it. You know what I mean? There's cages, there's weapons. I mean, come on, guys. This is not just a regular match in a ring. I mean, we got cages, we got double cages, we got all kinds of people. You got weapons. I mean, come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. This is not a fucking 7.5 or an 8. Oh! She thought she was the Rock right there. She said manhandle. She's not even strong enough to pick up a female. Boom! Yeah, and I like Bianca's athleticism and her strength. Her and Charlotte Flair. Oh, of course it fucking, are you kidding me? Have you guys ever stubbed your fucking toe running too fast or hit your head, on a fucking, a cupboard? That fucking shit hurts. Sometimes you're fucking bleeding. This shit is going to be, yeah. I mean, if guys are tearing ACLs in wrestling, then it ain't no joke, for all those people that just want to bitch and complain that it's not real. Okay, it's not real. Then how the motherfucker tears ACL? Tell me. Oh, it's a pretend ACL. Sure it is. That's why they're off TV for like 2 years. Here we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. 1, 2. That was good. That was good. 8.5 is not acceptable, but a 9 is a good way to start it off. Because you got to think, you would have said 8.5 if it didn't even have a cage or weapons on some matches when they open a pay-per-view. You got to throw that into the mix as well. That counts. Having a double cage, having so many people in the ring, having weapons, special moves that normally you're not going to see on a typical match with no cage or weapons. Come on, man. Come on, man. That was a good way to open the pay-per-view. I'm just telling you what, I've seen a lot shittier matches opening a pay-per-view in the last 2 years. That was not bad. Yeah, that's another part of wrestling, the psychology part of it, being able to shit talk and being able to sell moves, and not everyone can sell moves. There is a certain group of elite wrestlers, male and female, past and present, that know how to sell moves the best. RVD was really good at selling moves. Kenny Omega is good at selling moves. Yeah. She's like, ga, 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 ga. O-Dog is my cousin. Ga, ga, ga. Oh, yeah. Shawn Michaels. Dolph especially. Yeah. And Sarah knows who's our favorite with Kenny Omega. Who is Kenny Omega fighting? One of our favorites. And NJPW. Took over when Kenny left. Who's that? Who is that, Sarah? Who is one of our favorites? This might be the best at selling moves ever. If anyone has ever watched Will Ospreay wrestle, I mean, he makes every DDT like over the top, but like not in like a funny, comical way, but to make it look like the best like that the other person has, and then to take that move and give it a little oomph to it. So a DDT, instead of looking like a 6, it turns into like a 9. You know what I mean? And just the bounce off the mat and everything. But there's certain people that Osprey, I think, is to me. I mean, I've watched. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him or not. Not everyone watches NJPW, but to me, he's the most entertaining seller in the game right now. He is pure gold. And when Kenny and him get together, it's you get moves. They're both selling. You know what I mean? And like they make DDTs and like look insane. Like RVD, you go back and watch like ECW and see him sell DDTs and certain moves, like where they're bouncing like 3 feet, and just the way that they land and their arms and their legs. It's not like comical and like look, it doesn't make it look stupid. It makes it look more like impactful, and it makes that other wrestler look 1,000 times better. You know, and a lot of times people don't get credit when they're a good seller. They're just like, oh, this guy did a cool move, you know, but a lot of times it's the selling part too. Oh yeah, I love me some Will, man. I can't wait. Yeah, like I might buy that pay-per-view just to watch Will and Kenny go at it, because it's going to be a 5-star match. Like, you know, there's not going to be 5-star matches that happen often. The Young Bucks can do them. Kenny can do them. But obviously a Kenny off this injury, I don't, you know, he has one more injury. He's retired because he wants to be elite. Like Kenny doesn't want to wrestle unless he can do things like with him and the Will Ospreay level. If you can't give it your all and do like the crazy shit, then he doesn't want to wrestle and be a shell of himself. And I respect that, you know? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I like Dolph too. I even have some old Dolph merch. I have like Dolph figures, elite figures. I got a Dolph shirt that I bought back in the day. I mean, it's like ripped up to shreds now because I got it so many years ago. So, oh yeah, Okada. I didn't know you watch wrestling like that. We got people that come here that usually watch more than just WWE or AEW, which is nice. So that way, like if I'm talking about something or if Sarah is or someone, they're like, oh, okay. And then if people don't watch those things, if you come in here, and then you're going to be curious, you'll be like, who are these guys talking? Who the fuck is Will Ospreay? And then you watch some matches on YouTube or something. You're like, oh, fuck, what have I been missing in my life? Like, you don't even realize that one of the best wrestlers isn't even on a main promotion. I love that shit. The Japanese wrestling, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's good for mental health, man. You know what I mean? And my favorite thing to collect is wrestling figures. That's like I've been doing it since I was like 5 years old. And so I do like wrestling figures, starting lineups, McFarlane's for like the sports, NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL. I like that type of shit. Starting lineups when I was a kid came with a coin or a poster or a card or 2 cards, and they were cool. And I still have a bunch of the originals in the package, Jordan, Bird, Joe Montana, a lot of that stuff from like 88. And then I do like McFarlane's. I got a bunch of those. And then I do Transformers and G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, Walking Dead, Star Wars. There's a lot of stuff that I collect. So, yeah, but I think I like wrestling figures. Those are my like, if I'm going to buy something, that's what I'm looking for. Like old school shit from the 80s or 90s, or I'll go to the store and get an elite figure or something. Spend like $20-$25, get a mint one. It's worth $50. Wait like a couple years, and then hopefully it goes up to like $65-$70. Roman. Yeah, I've been collecting since I was 5, bro. I'm 40. You can imagine what I have. I mean, if I had a Michael Jordan rookie card worth $30,000, right? That's like the holy grail. Most people never even seen one, right? Now, I had a graded one, and then I sacrificed it for the channel. I've been collecting for a long time. And I would say out of my full collection, I would say 95% of my collection is still in the box from the very beginning and even till now. I only 5%. Like I have a couple like loose figures, like, got to hit you with like, sometimes you got to make sure you have something you can actually get your hands on though, because if it's in the package and you don't get to do this, you don't relive your childhood. You need to be able to, have some of them out there and relive your childhood again. And I'm telling you, just the fact that I'm able to do that, that's worth like $50 to $100 in nostalgia for me, rather than just being in the box. I actually get to push the button and see Griffey swing, the little things in life. I really appreciate being when I was a kid and the collecting and stuff. But Yeah. But the only things that are really loose that I have are wrestling figures. So, and I got like cages and accessories, old rings still in the box, all kinds of stuff like that. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I grew up in the era where it exploded in the 80s and 90s. So, I mean, and then I took a little bit of a break. I used to go to the card shop back in the day, like 20 years ago, and I would buy a new card every week. So every week when I get paid or every 2 weeks, I would go to the card shop and I would buy one rookie card, Hakeem Olajuwon, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, instead of buying boxes or packs, because you're never going to hit. You're just going to lose money. So if I just invest my $40 in like a rookie card or 25 or 30, then eventually you're going to have stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Because if you spend all your money on boxes and packs, yeah, you might hit. But when you hit, how much money have you spent to get that $400 card? $5,000? It's like, people that gamble. What's good? What's going on? Tell Dr. O. Tell Dr. O your problems. Let's get to 100 in the donos. Yeah, but the coolest thing is just to be able to have that stuff, Like I have my Cal Raleigh rookie card that I got after he got us into the playoffs. And I just keep it here on the desk. It's got the autograph. You can see that. Cal Raleigh autograph rookie. And I never buy cards that aren't graded, but I couldn't find this one graded. They didn't have any available. And I thought it was the cleanest. I'm gonna if you notice me, like, with thumbnails and my pictures, I'm really an attention to detail kind of guy. So I look for every little detail and stuff that I collect. What unusual features does it have? And like in the Cal Raleigh's spelled in pink. Seattle Mariners is in green. In the bottom right corner, it has a catcher shadow in orange. And the autograph is in blue ink. And I look for all those little things when I collect stuff. So. I mean, imagine if you would have invested in Tom Brady rookie cards and got them graded. Some of that shit's like $10,000. If you were just smart enough to buy packs or just to buy them, or Kobe's, you know what I mean? Like, not everyone's going to have the Jordans. And so Shohei Ohtani, another one. This shit is like, you have no idea, man. Unless, like, imagine when you buy a card and you get a card at a card shop. Yeah, you can get stuff that's worth like $1 to, $100 or $2. But if it gets graded, then the card value can go from a couple hundred to, I mean, you see shit go online for $3.5 million. Like, it's crazy. Not everyone's going to have a $3.5 million card, of course, but. AJ Styles versus Finn. Let's go. Love these guys. Oh, no. Prayers up. Girl or guy? Prayers up for her or him. Bullet Club too. Love it. NWO. Love it. DX. Love it. The Elite. Love it. The Shield. Love it. Undisputed Era. Loved it. Should have never got rid of that shit. You know what I mean? Vince just hated factions. Girl. Well, prayers up for her. I hope she is okay. I hope she pulls through. I hope she does not pass. I hope she recovers. And hopefully if she's like in a coma or she's severely hurt, hopefully everything will progress into a positive manner. So prayers up for you. I mean, bro. I mean, I could do a separate channel for my collectibles for sure. I mean, I opened up a box a couple weeks ago in here, like at halftime or something at one of the games, or maybe it was just like we were doing just a chill stream. And I mean, for me, it's not really about the amount. Bullet Club too, sweet. I do like Judgment Day for as far as like the feel and the vibe. I do like it. Damian Priest is good on the mic, and he's a different body size, a different kind of unique in his own right. I like that. I mean, they don't really know where to put Dom. It's like Sami Zayn. They have to put guys sometimes somewhere where maybe they don't really fit, but then after a while, they start blending in with the others. And maybe when we were really like judgmental on Dom early, well, maybe now, even though he's trying to do this heel, pretending to be bad, I'm a bad boy. I'm a Rey Mysterio. I hate my dad, type of thing. And he's kind of forcing it. But when you got people, like Priest and Ripley, Rhea, right? And you got Finn, you know what I mean? Like sometimes those personalities can rub off in a positive way. And I think Dom's role in the beginning was awkward, but I think now it's starting to become a little bit more natural, That's my feel. No problem. I got you. All right, we got to be there for each other, Mental health is huge. Mental health is the most important thing. You have to make sure you are okay. It's always cool to be able to worry about other people, which in this situation you have to, right? But not saying that an accident or something happened, just in general, you have to make sure you are okay. Yeah, it all depends on condition. And so honestly, with your Christian Okoye card, if it's not like in mint condition, sometimes sending cards to getting graded are hella expensive. Back when I was doing it, like long time ago, 10, 20 years ago, it was only like $10 a card. Now on some of them, it's like 50 for just a card. So like some people don't do it because it costs so much. And if you send a card in that only gets back a 7, you're going to lose money. So, and if you get an 8, that's like the value in the Beckett. A 9 maybe doubles the value. A 10 could, multiply the value by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if it was me, I would buy a Christian Okoye graded card already. So you don't have to worry about losing it in the mail and paying for the grading service. It just let the other big boys do it. And then you just go on eBay and you buy one, but just don't overpay. Yeah, you send me a picture of that, bro. 17-7. Notre Dame, why? No, because they're mass produced, and I probably have every single one of them. And you live in Hawaii, the shipping would it be worth it? I would hang on to them, and you never know what gem you might have in there. Maybe you have garbage. Most people's card collections are dog shit. They're not worth anything. Unless you have someone that is a collector, but most people, they have a lot of stuff that's like, regular stuff, unless they are like a true collector. AJ Styles. AJ would be a lot bigger too. And I love his swag. And it took him so long to come to WWE. If he would have came like back in the day, maybe he'd be a little bit bigger. But you got to think when he had no beard, you know what I mean? And he had more of the baby face, shorter hair. He wasn't as intimidating. So sometimes you have to go through that period of you have to find yourself and, maybe grow a beard, maybe get longer hair, change your personality a little bit, learn to be a better talker, a little bit more believable, and the AJ that we have now, where what we've gotten in the last 15 years on multiple federations, it is a pure thing of beauty to watch. First ballot Hall of Fame, one of the most underrated superstars of all time. And it just took him forever to come here. But you can see when he comes to the ring and who he is, he gets like Randy Orton, same type of vibes, like legend vibes where, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's up there. Oh, dude. Could you just even imagine Michael's in the prime, Styles in prime. Oh, shit. Yeah, that would just the pay-per-view would have blew up, dude. Yeah. All the prayers. I mean, there's a reason why I check up on people. It's not my responsibility to check up on people. And like I say, everyone's role, I feel, is a little different. But sometimes just checking up, it's not in everyone's like personality to do it. But sometimes when you do that, it can make the difference, Not saying that if you don't check up on someone, they're not going to do something bad to themselves, but you know. But also too, you have to make sure that it's like reciprocated too. Like friendships are very fragile, and sometimes people take advantage of people. So you think it's a friend, but it really isn't. They're just trying to drink your beer, smoke your weed, get a ride, get some kind of, something that will benefit them. Food. That's facts. And I like the OC came back too. It's just cooler with factions. Vince is like, I hate factions. Triple H knows faction sells merch. Factions, the fans like. Whether you love, whether you want to admit it or not. Why do you think the Shield is so fucking big? NWO, DX. You think it's just by accident that shit is like the most popular shit ever? Like, what's going to be bigger than DX or NWO or Bullet Club and those big ones? Nothing. Nothing will ever be as big as that. Because those wrestlers were the best ever to ever live. And you had them all in the same generation. Love me some AJ. So Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. Those would be my 4. You guys have a 4? Let me know. WWE only, current. Because I like a combination of mic skills and athleticism. But I really like mic skills the most. That's my favorite thing, especially when I do it for a living, You have to learn from the GOATs like Howard Stern, The Rock, Stone Cold, MJF. And it has to be real. You know what I mean? Because if you can make it real and it's really you, then you're not even pretending. You're not selling. Like, you're just being yourself. And it's just, some people are just incredible personalities. You know what I mean? Of course, you can elevate your voice and this or that, but you can definitely tell the people that try too hard to do stuff like in wrestling moves, they can't do it. They try to be a certain personality on the mic. It comes across fake, It's like even if you like the wrestler, sometimes if you don't have that full package, you're not going to be able to fully invest in them. It's like how many people like Dom? Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch fucking Dom wrestle ever. It's like, cool, you're right. Rey Mysterio's fucking son that's like 8 feet tall, but you're not really good in the ring or on the mic. I mean, you're a Mysterio, but I ain't fucking going out of my way to fucking watch your match. So just saying. Not to be a hater, I don't think he's like the worst or anything, but you understand. I mean, we have our favorites. There's people that you would be paid to watch, and there's people that are fillers. And there's Hall of Famers. And I do like a lot of the foreign wrestlers as well. People that have the accents that are from all over the place. It's like a nice collection of different vibes, of different cultures, of shit talker wrestlers. Yeah, is Seth your favorite? I mean, he's my number 1. I mean, I'm a big Moxley guy, Bryan Danielson guy, Kenny, Young Bucks. I like Jericho. I think Miz is incredibly underrated and extremely talented. And it's not even just like with his wife. I mean, for him to be on like Real World, Road Rules, and to be where he is, even if it's in like D-list movies, and all that. But like, you got to understand, even if you're in a D-list movie, it's still a movie. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like anyone thinks he's like The Rock or anything like that. But I think mic skills and a guy off the street, he did like the American dream. Like, he was a normal dude and he made it. Like, he just had love for wrestling and put everything into it. And look where he is now. I think Miz could do commentary and he'd be awesome at it, like Jericho. But I'm not sure if those guys would want to do commentary. But guys like Jericho and Miz is who you would want on the mic after they retire if they were willing. Entertainment, authenticity, swag, originality. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we all like, he played the heel and the kind of the douchebag guy. So everyone's like, fuck this guy, But then as you see his career and you just see that with all his hard work. And I mean, they thought enough of him to give him the strap. So you got to think, a guy on fucking Real World, Road Rules, this motherfucking clown, we're going to just give him, I mean, so they didn't think of him as a clown. They're like, wow, this guy is incredible on the microphone. You know what I mean? And you saw his rings, like, skill set. Like, he could hang with a Dolph Ziggler and not be, like, out of that league. Like, he's, you know, he could wrestle with the best of them, but the mic skills to me was the most impressive. You know what I mean? Because, like, you could be athletic, but to be able to hold the microphone down, and obviously being a heel is better than being a face, period. And if people can just hate you, you know, right out the gates, and then sometimes they end up loving you. They love to hate you. Like MJF, you know, they know he's a dickhead or whatever and stuff, but he's such an amazing, you know, microphone, like, gymnast on the mic, you know, doing crazy shit. And, you know, just to put it in perspective, MJF gets higher ratings in a 2-minute promo than even the main event in matches in AEW and WWE. Think about that for a second. When's the last time that's happened? The Rock? Stone Cold? It's saying something. You know, you just got to be a verbal assassin on the microphone. You know, can you pronunciate? Do you know words? Are you smart? Or are you a fucking idiot? Bang! Ooh, nice. Right on the back. He needs a backiotomy. 2. Oh, yeah. But I always respected, you know, but then as his career he's still wrestling, he's still there. Like, the career didn't last like 2 years. We would have been like, good job, Miz. You made it. You made it, you know, but he like exceeded expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that won a Super Bowl that shouldn't have won a Super Bowl. Like, won MVP when he shouldn't have, like, you know, supposedly, compared to other people that are so much better. You know, I think he's actually had one of the most extraordinary careers in wrestling. You know, if you really think about all the things that he's accomplished. I mean, they also made a show with the Miz and Mrs. They don't do that unless they believe in you, you know, and you are funny or interesting and a character, you know. But most people are watching it for Marcy, so we know that. They're not watching it for the Miz. They're watching it for the wifey. Priest on the ring apron. I like Priest a lot. Again, it's just kind of like that Indian tribal guy, tattoos, good talker. I don't know, just something very unique about Damian Priest that I like. Kind of hard for me to put my finger on it, like a combination of Undertaker and Tatanka. I don't know. It's like the best way I can kind of express it, you know. Tatanka was, you know, that not Ultimate Warrior crazy, but kind of a Tatanka vibe, Indian tribal, and then tall like Undertaker colors, like, I don't know. It's the closest thing I can think of right now. But I like him. Like, he's a guy they could put like an IC strap on and it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, maybe to some people it would be, but how tall is he? Anybody know? Someone should look that up. How tall is Damian Priest? Are we talking 6'3" or 6'5"? Like, what are we talking? Sometimes it can be deceptive when you see a guy who looks like he's 6'4" and then he's like 6'1", or a guy that looks like that's 6'8" and then they're 6'5". Like, two. Oh shit. 6'5". That's very tall. 6'5". Did you look it up? Yeah, he doesn't look like Kevin Nash. Like, you know, if you're like talking like 6, like on screen, 6'10" or higher, like, or 6'9", or like very, very tall. Like, you could kind of tell, but when you get the guys that are like, they got kind of like a Randy Orton build, and they're like, oh, this guy's, that's when you know the guy is like 6'5", 6'6", when they have that really elongated, like they got the really long arms and shit. Usually long ass legs too. Fucking, oh. God, you know what I love? I love when I have coaches that come to the team that I love, run for it on 4th down, and one on their own 29-yard line or 33-yard line. Nothing makes me happier in life. Just amazing to have such great coaching at Oregon. Just beautiful. Great offensive coordinator, always making the right plays at the right time. Never goes for it, is super conservative. Like they literally could fire both of them tonight, and I would just fucking jump out the window with excitement. Ooh, good kick. What do you guys like better? You guys like regular Finn or you guys like Demon Finn? You guys like the Demon gimmick? Like if he wore that all the time. Like they just don't have people that wear masks or stuff as often as they did back in the 80s and 90s. Back in the 80s and 90s, that's what like 85% of the roster was. Like if you didn't have a mask or an outfit, you were like loser, or like unless you were like incredibly special, like awesome on the mic, or you had some kind of gimmick, or you were like Hogan or Flair. He just a tall mofo. Yeah, it's called Google Forbidden. You know, he's like, I don't go to encyclopedia. Well, if you got a phone or a computer, Google, Yahoo, Bing, O-Dog. That's a tall mofo. I think it depends on each person is different. Because if you see people, some of them get in their prime when they're like 18, 20. You know, they're like early and they like, you know, you see the potential, and then I think you hone like your maturity and your swag and your mic skills, and you perfect moves. But I think you're right for some, but I think there's also going to be others that are just crazy, phenomenal people. You know what I mean? Like you got to think like Ricochet. Ricochet was fucking doing crazy shit. Like how young? I mean, you see what he looks like now, but same thing with the bastard Pac Neville. I mean, everyone is different, man. Seth freaking Rollins. I don't know. I'm just a nerd like that. You know what I mean? I notice a bunch of things just because I've been, you know, watching this fucking shit for 35 years of my life. And I like pay attention to detail like a motherfucker on everything. Just trying to go with the Styles class. Oh, he got him with the leg. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you know, it'd be really cool to be in the NFL or a Major League Baseball player like Julio or Aaron Judge, you know, NBA, you know, what else, Steph Curry. But I think like being a wrestler would be like, if you were a popular one, like a good one, like what a feeling. That's got to give you a better feeling than just being famous. But you're like famous. And on top of that, like the fandom level, I feel sometimes with wrestlers is even higher than athletes because it like appeals to more people. You know, it's not just basketball fans, Steph Curry, you know, or NFL fans, Barry Sanders. Like you could be like Seth Rollins or Hogan or these guys, you know, just the emotion from the crowd and the chanting. That's got to be like some real emotional high shit. That also driving NASCAR, I think, would be insane. Like, oh, let me go 200 miles an hour. That'd be a dope profession, be a NASCAR driver. O-Dog, Ricky Bobby. Ricky O-Dog. You ain't first, you're last. I don't know. I think that lifestyle would be cool. And then you're guaranteed to have someone that looks like a supermodel. Oh, bang! Right on the chin. 1, 2, 2. All right, brother. Enjoy that Hawaiian weather. Brother. New world order. For life, brother. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm very hardcore into wrestling, exactly like football. I mean, the amount of knowledge I feel I have on the, football side, wrestling, I feel it's right there. So for me, I think he's fantastic because he's really athletic. He's good on the mic. And if you've noticed, they're bringing people in that are great on the mic and have social media presence. Because if you're going to be a talker like McAfee, you're trying to get his fans to come watch him, wrestle or announce. And same thing with Logan Paul. They're trying to get the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter followers that love his videos, but maybe don't love wrestling. But if he's there, maybe they can get some new people to subscribe. And, so if you see like Bad Bunny, you're seeing Pat McAfee, you're seeing Logan Paul, they're fantastic. And that's why they're doing it, because they're doing it for clout. They're doing it for ratings, right? But the thing that surprised everyone is that you can be in music or a rapper, Bad Bunny, you could be Logan Paul or Pat McAfee and be a personality. And personality people can still be amazing athletes. And also Pat played professional football. Let's not forget that. And Logan and Jake, I don't watch them. I don't follow them. They're not my cup of tea, but I respect them. And, they built themselves an empire, and there's a reason why they got signed. It's not just because they're popular and they're followers. They actually do have talent. So, yeah, John Cena versus Logan Paul, WrestleMania next year. Book it. Boom. That's why O-Dog is the O-Dog. It's very hard to be able to find a channel where you can vibe with people and have like experts in the room, all the time on a number of different things. Trying to get him to tap. Calf crusher, which doesn't even hurt. He's just sitting there. Let me pretend for a little bit. No. I'm going to tap. Which there's no pain whatsoever. It's like, man, I got to go take a dump, he says. He said patella is going to explode. Bang, bang, bang. What about Pat? What? Pat's better than Logan Paul. Bad Bunny and Pat. Logan's underneath Pat. Logan's got moves, but he's not Pat McAfee good. Pat McAfee's a motherfucking man. Pat McAfee's the athlete. Me and Pat, we're bros. Same birthday. May 2nd, Tauruses. Me, Pat McAfee, Dwayne Johnson. Does it get any better than that? No, it doesn't. All three things in common: microphone skills, hard work ethic. That more famous than me. It's a hell of a duo to have his same birthday. I'll tell you that. Maybe that's why I am who I am. Finn. They do the boo, yay, boo, yay, boo, yay, boo, yay. Like, who thought of that? Was that like a kid that did that? The boo, yay, for like the face or the heel. Fuck yeah, man. That would be like, I would be the very first professional wrestler / NASCAR driver. Wrestle during the week and then NASCAR in the weekend. But it would be impossible to be dominant doing both. You would have to be full-time one, because there's just too much information and training that goes involved. Phenomenal. Forearm. 1, 2. Ring the bell. AJ Styles. And I like the gloves. It's a very like swaggy, thing that we do here. You see people at the games. The glove game is on point. Not a lot of people have the gloves or the chains, and that's where it's at. You want to show your fandom, you get those things to take it to another level. Nobody wants to know that phenomenal foul. I like the OC too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, too bad, Enzo, he got in trouble with his shit, because I feel like he was one of the most over that we've ever seen. People are chanting everything, going, hanging on to every word, and Big Cass and Enzo. That was a special time. That was the most underrated duo in WWE history, because Enzo couldn't wrestle and Big Cass couldn't really talk. Right. He did a little bit, but we already knew Enzo was the mouthpiece, but I kind of miss those two. Like, if I could bring those guys back and they could still bring that flavor, I think that would be a big juice for WWE. But obviously I think he had an alleged rape or sexual misconduct, or he did something sexual or something. And they said, we don't know if this is true or not. You're fired. And then Cass is now obviously in AEW under a different name, but And then Enzo went off the apron and then ended up getting a big concussion. I remember I watched that. So, yeah, I was going to say 7, 8, somewhere in there.
What's it like to have the speed and power of Cricket 5G? It's like me, the Scottish Warrior.
Yeah, Saturday pay-per-views are pretty cool, man. You know what's really cool is watching your favorite team lose to the rival with bad coaching. That's awesome. Oh, man. Unbelievable. It's like the one thing I wanted, just to get a chance to compete against Megan's team against USC and see if we're good enough to beat them, you know, if they're higher ranked. And I don't even get the chance to do that. But then Bo Nix's ankle is fucked up, and so he can't even beat Bo Nix. So we're not even the same team. It's like Justin Fields gets an ankle, then he's not going to be able to be the Justin Fields that you want us to see, you know, so. But, man, the play calling, I've never seen play calling this bad. Even like Rich Brooks, Mike Bellotti, you know, Willie Taggart, Crystal Ball, you know, Chip. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, these guys are overpaid and horrible. And hopefully Arizona State, he takes that job because Dillingham is horrible. For him to be able to make those calls, it's so irresponsible. You know, coming into where we are with Bo only for 1 year. It's not like Bo's a freshman and we can kind of gamble. No, this is like the only year we have him. You wasted him this year. Stupid.
I thought this was going to be the next big hit reality show. I had no idea that I was going to wind up at the center of a missing persons case.
Oh, I bet. You know, if you're dating Carmela, you know what I mean? That's a little drama right there. You know, if you're married to her or, you know, an old boy left his family for her. So he had a shitload of kids. He had like a Sean Kemp stable and then cheated on his wife and left his wife for Carmela or whatever. But yeah, well, you got to think a lot of these guys are on roids and shit too. And so if you're already a fucking psychopath or a drunk or on roids and then you do wrestling, you know, probably a lot of them go through a lot of, you know, like over the top, like, you know, you should be arrested moments, you know, maybe get away with it sometimes because you are a wrestler. They're like, they're just being wrestlers, you know? Yeah. I try to go, you know, to at least a show or two a year, but, oh, Big E. Yeah, you guys got to go to shows. We're not in COVID anymore. You know, you got the money, make it an experience. That's what life's about, to go to those things, to have those memories, you know? Yeah, you might have a little bit less money in the bank account, but as long as you can afford it, I mean, you got to take advantage. Life is short. Oh, Big E. Oh, yeah. I need to go get a Gatorade.
WWE Universe. I am the Prince of Darkness of WWE. My new album, Nation Number 9, is out now. So give it a listen and turn up the volume. I also want to send a special thank you to WWE Hall of Famer Ozzy Osbourne for Parasite, featuring Zach Wild, an official theme song of WWE Survivor Series from the album Patient Number 9. Check it out. It's available right now on Apple Music and Spotify. And spoiler alert, it's awesome. Coming up next is SmackDown Women's Champion Rowdy Ronda Rousey versus the #1 contender Shotzi, who earned the opportunity by beating 5 of SmackDown's best.
Damn, Mango Madness Snapple. If you're not on that tip, get on that. Don't drink soda as much. Do an alternative. It's all about that Gatorade Blue. Mango Madness Snapple. $200 tickets. Section, yeah. Sometimes just going to go is fun, but obviously if you have the money to get closer seats is always going to be money.
And I'm going to prove it by enduring whatever she dishes out.
Turn around and say it to her then. Ronda Rousey is the baddest woman on the planet for a reason. We're talking about a woman.
Yeah, like it's like Ronda on the microphone, right? We know Ronda did MMA, right? But sometimes her movements in the ring are like awkward. They're not like wrestler. She's been getting better, but it was very like awkward with her movements. And honestly, on the mic, it was like horrible because it was like you're trying to like shit talk, but it's like not believable. You're like trying to be like Ronda Rousey, the personality, like the image of Ronda, instead of just being yourself and being authentic. You're trying to like live up to your UFC legacy and whatnot. And she had some horrible mics spots for a while. And like I said, I think you guys know it too. So
This isn't the first time I've been bullied, but it is the first time someone's had my back. Not only did they hurt my friend, they laughed about it. So now it's personal.
let them know, Shotzi. Hey, anyone that comes out in a tank, that's my friend. No, it'd be cool if they, give a wrestler like her an opportunity to win a belt. I mean, it doesn't have to be for a long time, but if you believe in them and you want to have them everyone deserves to have their moment. Liv Morgan, for example, you go for a long time, but I don't know. I'm not sure if they will ever give a belt to someone like that, but that's the type of thing, these wrestlers, they grind so hard for that one shot. If they're not the favorite on the roster, if they're not Roman, everyone else is like, okay. I mean, they even disrespected Seth way too long. I'm a Seth Rollins guy. Motherfucker didn't have a belt for like 5 years. What? You're like the best in the fucking company. On the mic, his presence. Like people will do that dumbass chanting, right? Because they love Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can literally do anything, right? For his intro, like any weird thing, and people will follow it, But the new one is kind of catchy, And then you get the people it gets the most crowd participation besides Judas for Chris Jericho. Everywhere you hear, the chanting with Seth, and you get the Judas, and here comes Shotzi in the tank. The Hot Wheel tank. Taking care of business. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're out there. They're out there. I mean, here in Oregon, we have a big like emo punk type thing, like vibe, where it's like, keep Portland weird. So like for me, I could go to the store and see someone with green hair, pink hair, blue hair, purple, and I think it's dope. Sometimes I'll compliment them. I'll come up to them and be like, I love your hair, keep rocking it, because most people, I think they're kind of afraid of it a little bit, or they think that people are going to make fun of them. But if you're comfortable, with fucking purple hair, fucking rock that shit, I think it's cool. So for me, maybe for other people, and you go to the grocery store, that's not normal, but I mean, of course, you're going to have people with normal hair, normal look, but I kind of like it. It's a cool self-expression, Most people would be afraid as hell to try to pull off something like that. And what's up with the eye makeup with these two? Is that supposed to be like a UFC thing? What are you? Like, I am trying to understand what the eye design with the makeup. Am I supposed to be more intimidated by Ronda with the eye makeup? Let me see your eyeballs. Let me, you know what I mean? Like, what is this? It's like you try to do the football thing, but you did it right here. You're like, I'm trying to do this. You're like, you did it right there. Like, what is this? I don't understand. I mean, it doesn't look cute. It doesn't make you look tougher. So why is it there? To make you look more what? I am confused. Tough. Come on, man. Let's get some offense. Thank you. I was going to say, we're going to get at least one today. $5 holla. And then we'll hopefully get to half maybe of our goal, unless we get a goat to come in, and maybe we can get there. So that would be nice. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Sometimes when we're watching WWE and doing like a watch party, like sometimes we do lose track of the donos, and because we're just so focused on bang, bang, watching the matches and enjoying each other's company and just, talking wrestling. And, so like if any time we end up having a lower one in wrestling, I don't really get, whatever happens, happens. If we get to a good one, cool. But it's a nice time for. I don't have to actually call the whatever the event. Like I can be like you guys for once, and I can just like chill out. Say whatever the fuck I want, and I'm not calling anything. I'm not doing play by play. O-Dog doing play by play for wrestling. Dude, if you did play by play wrestling on the internet, like, and you were good at it, you could probably get a job with them. Like you would have to learn a lot of the moves. The wrestlers' names is not the big part. It would be all the technical terms of all the moves, and having sync, like that in syncness with another person. I think I could do it. I would have to practice a lot though before I put myself out there. This bot believes in me. He came in at the right time. They're like, squirt, 69, mega load, love, today. The bots know. The bots always know. The bots love your boy. The bots love your boy on the Instagram. I make a post about like this mental health, and I get all these bots, dude. Join our this, promote this, do this. Oh, $5 holla. Let's get to a hundo. We can do it. Bang, bang, bang. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Let me know what you want to see for a picture. I got you. Oh, you should. That'd be awesome. I think the channel, it's like I've already been grinding, and if you know my story with the Jordan rookie and all the shit that I've gone through in my life, and to be where we're at now, kind of like year one, even though I've been grinding for 10 years on YouTube, this is my first year full time. So essentially in my brain, I haven't been doing this I'm like this, I'm starting over. So now it took me 10 years to get here. Now I got to start over from year one and move forward. So next year will be year 2. Even though it'll be like year 12, 11, but yeah, it's good. It'll get special. Definitely more people for sure. More giveaways, cool stuff. And then maybe like cool stuff where I could do, instead of doing like a jersey or doing like Mitchell and Ness, maybe like concert tickets, Ticketmaster, where I hook you up with like wrestling tickets, or going to your football game or a rock concert or Comic-Con. Your boy would make it happen. I mean, come to the channel, donate a couple bucks, maybe fucking go to a football game or a rock concert. Yeah, I think I would do that. Shotzi kicking her in the groin. You want this one or that one? It's supposed to be women, Lenny, not men. Y'all that man. And no matter how funny the sign was, no matter whatever was happening, there's only one focus for Lenny. Wedding Singer is a classic, man. Adam Sandler. He's goated. And the guy still lives like regular life. Like he'll just go play basketball at the park. He'll be wearing like regular shoes, like Avia or like Asics. He's the type of guy that would be like riding a subway. Oh, just like John Wick. Like Keanu Reeves, and like you get some of those people that are still like down to earth, like that still run the subway and like wear normal clothes. They're not always wearing like Gucci, like they actually wear just like Nike or Reebok or whatever, Adidas. Like go shoot some hoop with some Jordan t-shirt, Bro, you love Ronda. I'm gonna send you all the Ronda merch. All of it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in UFC, she was exciting as fuck because she was so good and she had that knockout power and she could make anybody. Oh, that was a botch. There's Ronda botching a move because she is a UFC individual, not a wrestler. But like when she was in UFC and just that contact and, to be able to, submit someone and put them in that spot or knock them out. But her transition to WWE is based off fame, not based off ability whatsoever or mic skills. It's based off who they are, where they were before, and you're trying to market off that. Yes, he is. Well, apparently, because you're watching. If he wasn't good, you wouldn't be watching. You'd be like, "Hey, oh dog, look at this boring movie I'm watching." Botch, 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 botch boy, botch girl. But sometimes they don't care, as long as no one gets seriously hurt. Of course, they want the wrestlers to be more clean with it. Imagine if they did that and you were in the front row and you weren't security and you were just like fans and they like paid you. They're like, act this way after they do the move or whatever. Like you actually become part of the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even security. Just like if you were like regular fans. All right, you're like, this is what's going to happen. Shotzi's going to fucking land on top of you. You're going to fall down and act like you are disabled and paralyzed and can't move from a move that did not even hurt or you didn't even get touched. I bet. See, they can put me on commentary like how they do like Eli and Peyton. You know what I mean? You got to have that alternate commentary, ESPN, the Ocho. We'd probably get in trouble though. They'd probably. Oh. From the top rope, 2. I mean, like I said, if you're watching Ronda, you're trying to see her knock someone out or trying to break a leg, and this is too slow. This is not like who you are. You know what I mean? Like you've tried, and at least the wrestling part I feel has gotten slightly better, but I think the microphone stuff is like pretty bad. But like I said, it shows you can be a great MMA, right? You can be a great UFC. You could be an entertainer, but that doesn't mean that people are going to love you or respect you or like you on the mic, because if you're really good in the ring, but you're not good on the mic, you're never the total package. You just have to have someone that truly loves you, probably for what you did at UFC. I mean, maybe that's my perspective, but I mean, I could go without watching her ever again. I mean, I get why she's there. I do like her as a person. I do like Ronda. She did like Shark Week and she was badass. So I'm not like this Ronda hater, but I feel, certain things need to be said. Like if Ronda wants to get the more respect, she's got to learn how to be better on the mic. But that's the problem. Some people can't improve on the mic. Like they try so bad to be like everyone else or like the GOATs, but it's just one of those things. Like you either got it or you don't. You either quick-witted, you're smart, you got the voice, you got the voice box. You either got it and it comes natural, or you're pretending to be someone that you're not. And when you can pretend the shit talk, it comes out bad. Yeah, well, hey, maybe. Yes. Notre Dame. Finally, bro. What quarter is it?
participate in a power bomb from the top of the cage. I think it's very likely we'll see someone come off the top of the cage.
31-17 A&M. That means all the LSU fans are going to come in here and start fucking going crazy. Oh, look, Beavers 38, Ducks 34. Love that. Oh, I do need to record the Apple Cup, though. The Apple Cup. Fuck, but I'm watching this right now. Fuck. God damn it. Decisions.
She wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother.
Their third quarter, something big has got to happen, though, for them to come back. I mean, USC is the stronger team with a stronger roster. You just have to, eliminate the quarterback as much as you can, but it's just tough because Caleb Williams is a good fucking player. It's like, Yeah, sometimes wrestling, with Vince, it was like pretty predictable. But I think with Triple H and Steph, it's a little bit unpredictable. So sometimes they're going to do what you think is going to happen. But every once in a while, you'll get a couple surprises. You got to keep the fans on their toes a little bit. You don't want it to be where everyone already knows. And you're still going to watch because you want to see how it happens. But The Rock. I love Young Rock. I love this show. I love it when they show Macho Man. That's my favorite. Love me some Macho Man.
You are delicate, Dewey. I'm not delicate. I say you are delicate.
They chose like a really great cast for that show. I don't know if you guys watch that or if you guys are a fan of The Rock. But the cast that they chose was incredible. And they got the Andre the Giant look-alike, the Macho Man look-alike, Hogan look-alike. Pretty cool. Tennessee 35, Vanderbilt 0. And South Carolina made Clemson cry. Oregon got done. TCU somehow decided to wake up today and throw up 62 at number 4 against Iowa State to make themselves look like they're actually a good team. Get the fuck out of here. 62. Jesus Christ.
Hey, so what if we have questions about our policy? And what if it's late at night? And what if someone still calls his mom for everything?
Stay calm. We're there for your what ifs. Hey, Mom.
Who?
Like your good neighbors.
What do you want to see for photos, Sarah?
Your record label is taking off.
You probably already put it in the chat multiple times, but
You need to hire. Indeed.
Survivor Series,
Indeed is
War
connected
Games.
with quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
It's simply doesn't get any bigger than this. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. SmackDown.
SmackDown.
NXT stand and deliver. You do not want to miss a
Fucking let's get Uzi. I kind of like the Sami Zayn. He gives you that different element. They needed to put him somewhere. At first it didn't look like it was going to work, but they do some like comedic gold. I mean, he's always making every motherfucker laugh. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to be all like serious and shit. And he's made them like break character, every single one of them. That's not something that most people could do. And he's underrated as a wrestler also. Uzi. Ooh. So. And then we're going to get Roman Reigns versus The Rock and SummerSlam Hollywood. The Rock, one night only, versus Roman Reigns. And The Rock is going to be really fucking in shape. So it's not going to be like this old guy that's 50 years old, because that's how old The Rock is, because I'm 40 and he's my brother. Okay. And he's going to be wrestling like he's a 40-year-old instead of 50. And it's going to be incredible. And not a normal 40-year-old, but like a 28-year-old in a 40-year-old body wrestling when you're 50 years old. Uzi. See, I pulled this up and I didn't even know they were going to come up. It's ESP. Uzi.
Were you talking to KO? Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him. Let me ask you this. Why'd you lie to Jay? I withheld some information. I lied to Jay because he had a huge match. The advantage for tonight's match was on the line. I didn't want to put that on his plate right before the match. He wouldn't even understand. He already has trouble trusting me, whatever it is. He would not have understood, and I didn't want to put that on his plate right before he went out there. Okay? And if I'm being honest, I didn't talk to Kevin Owens. Okay, he talked to me. I sat there, I listened, and then he left. And that's the truth. That is the truth. And what did he say? He said that I should turn on the bloodline before the bloodline turns on me. He's your friend. Who was your friend? I get that.
Fucking feeling. I'm feeling broody. Ooh, see, broody, 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 broody. And then you say broody, and then you think about the brood. What you know about Gangrel, yo? Huh? What you about on that Edge and Christian? Gangrel, the brood.
And I need you to look me in the eyes.
Broody, broody.
If you're with us, or if you're going to stab us in the back out there. I am with you. Roman, I am with you, okay? You need to understand that. Look, there are 5 people on the whole planet that are allowed to walk into this room, okay?
Seth is a, if you talk about, certain people that are on like different pedestals based off like talent. And after Seth injured his leg, he wasn't doing that crazy shit where he was going from one rope out the ring. Then he'd do like a flip and then he'd get back in the ring, go out and then do it on the other side. And then the next one doing like a suicide dive in between the middle rope and then getting back in and then doing another flip on the outside. Like after he fucked his knee up, he hasn't ever been as like explosive. But to me, he's one of the greatest that we've seen like in the business. Like to me, he's number one. Like if I was going to rank like one person that I would want to start the company, like AEW, if I could bring one guy over, that would be the one I would bring. Like hands down. Yeah, Sammy's great. You know what I mean? That's why he's really good on the mic. He can be serious. He can be funny. He's got a personality. You know what I mean? And he's actually a good wrestler. He's, if you're Canadian, like him and Kevin Owens, that's why I like him. I like Bret Hart. I like the Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I like the Canadian vibe. You know what I mean? Like the Dungeon and the Hart family, and then the Hart Dungeon, and like you can even tell like Natty is very fluent. She might not be the best. You know what I mean? But Survivor Series, War Games. Is Sammy gonna turn his back on the bloodline? Will he join KO? At this point in the storyline, I'm not really sure if it would be the right time to do it, like here. But I mean, he's got a good thing with them. I don't really want him to leave them. I mean, he brings comedic gold every week. Yeah, KO is going to diss everybody, every city. Just go back and watch the shit from like the 80s and 90s. Bobby, I'll forget everything that you do in the match. Lashley, Mr. Irrelevant. You got the body, you got the steroids, mic skills, maybe a 5. All right. You're a Ahmed Johnson clone, but maybe Ahmed was better. Bobby Lashley. And they put the strap on him, either Intercontinental or the World Championship, like the big straps. Like, it shows you it's like they like the body, the steroid body, the steroid body wrestler. No one ever remembers any fucking Bobby Lashley match. And you can say, yeah, I kind of like him. But like deep down, do you remember anything? Like anything that he says, anything that he does? Like he's like the one superstar wrestler because he's built like a superstar. They portray him as a superstar, right? But if he's such a superstar, then why do I forget everything that he does right after he does it? Like this. Who gets the fireworks? Not everyone gets the fireworks. But you know what I'm saying, though? You know what I mean? They push Lashley, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that he's a horrible wrestler or horrible on the mic, but and there's just nothing that is memorable from him for me. You know what I mean? Like, is there one moment that Lashley has done something to make it like stand out? I don't know. I'm waiting for that moment for me, maybe. I speak the truth, man. So maybe you haven't seen it in that particular angle, but I do agree with you that Triple H does know how to use them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to get over with the fans because he's not the best on the mic. We know that, and he's got the look, of just a big steroid guy, Vince's boy, Austin Theory, John Cena 2.0. That's what Vince wanted. But guess what? Not gonna happen. But you love Bobby Lashley, so that's why you remember that, though. If it's an average person or person that's like, you know what I mean? You like Bobby. That's why you remember. And that's facts, boy. You love Theory? The thing is that he might have mic, he might have like presence, wrestling skills, but it's like, is he going to be able to get over? I don't think he's ever going to be a fan favorite. You know what I mean? After Vince left, that they could still make him a champion, but like, how is it going to go? You know what I mean? When you can have someone like this as a champion, the face of the company, right? If it's not fucking Roman, it needs to be right here. He can say whatever he wants, dress ridiculously, look like a fucking idiot, right? And say whatever he wants, just fucking be flamboyant, do whatever you want. And Seth freaking Rollins, my number one. The WWE 2022 NWSF draft. O-Dog selects with the first pick, Seth freaking Rollins. Like him much better than Roman as the face of the company. I think Drew would be able to do it, but they did it already during COVID, But look at this. They just do, and, it's like the simplest thing, but he made it into something. You know what I mean? That's when you're like ultimate over, where people will do anything that you say or catchphrase, and, because they buy in to who you are. They know you are a fucking GOAT. Like, and it's kind of crazy how much they've disrespected Seth over the years after he had his run and they did the Shield thing. He should have had some strap opportunities or had the strap. I don't know. It's just crazy to me that, and the one that he has on right now, the belt, this isn't the belt that he should have. This is disrespectful. This is like the hardcore championship or 24/7. What the fuck is this? This is Seth freaking Rollins. He should be the face of the company with one or the top two belts and no lower than an Intercontinental. Like, it's like disrespect, but Seth is like, fuck, I haven't had a belt in 5 years. I'll take whatever I can get. I'm already the most over in the company. So it's just a matter of you giving me the belt. Yeah, he's my favorite. And I always liked him back in the day too. It's like, I felt that Moxley was the bruiser. He was like kind of the street thug, in that type of wrestler. Roman had the skills, right, that needed to be improved on, and Mike's skills were really bad. But in the ring, he had the look, of the bigger guy in the group. But Seth was the most overall, all around athletic. He could do high flying. He could do groundwork. He could do submission. He was great on the microphone. He could be a heel or a face. And you've seen all three have a championship. Like, look at what Seth has had. Look what John Moxley, Dean Ambrose has had, and what Roman has had for the last 2 years. And you could argue that the Shield might be the most impactful, even over NWO, even over Hogan, Nash, and Scott Hall, and Diesel and Razor Ramon. I mean, it's those three are like my GOATs. But if you look at when it's all said and done, you might actually have more accomplishments out of Seth, Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and Roman than those guys. And they already have. If you actually look at significance of titles. But the NWO vibe was just something else. Seth would have been great in NWO. Could you imagine? Jesus Christ. He'd be like Buff Bagwell, but like way better. Like, it would have been awesome. Or like Macho Man. Seth would be like a macho man. It'd be awesome. Yeah, Seth and Mox. One time I went to Toys R Us every day for like 30 days straight to complete the very first Shield Elite figures that came out that cost like $20. And they have like more accessories, that come along, like ladder, microphone, belts. So I ended up getting like the Seth Rollins and the Moxley. And then I was waiting for the Roman, but it was the rare one. And I fucking was like, oh, are they going to ever bring it back? And they only had 2 shipments. And the first shipment, they had like one and it was like damaged. So I didn't buy it. And then on the second one, they had 2, one that was damaged and one that wasn't. And I was lucky enough to go there and get it before some kid bought it and it went into non-existence. But yeah, it felt really good and gratifying to like complete the set. And I still have the set to this day. And if you have good mint condition ones of all 3, you could easily get $100 to $200 for the 3, especially if they're like really good shape. You'll get a few extra dollars instead of it being like a $20 figure. They turn into like $75 figures or more because of it being mint, especially if it's the first Shield, the very first Seth, like Elite figure, the very first Roman, the very first Dean Ambrose, and they came with really cool accessories. One came with like ring apron, other one came with like a video camera, other one came with like ladder. Like they came with some pretty cool accessories in the packaging, and the packaging was super dope too. Big color photos of them, and it was cool. Yeah, well, he legit loves, but he's also really good. You know what I mean? Like he knows he's good. He knows that he's an entertainer. You know what I mean? And he's got amazing mic skills, and people hang on every word. And there's not very many people that are wrestlers that can have everyone, whether you love them or hate them, you're listening. You're listening and seeing what they're doing. Like not everyone listens to Roman. You know what I mean? But there's just certain people that they have that it factor, and Seth is, I think, the best in the company. I think he has been. He's fucking a legend. I mean, and even though Moxley and Dean Ambrose and Roman, they've had some significance with their titles, Seth hasn't had his reign, and he needs to have it. But I think even if he never won a world title ever again, which would never happen, but if he did, they would treat him like fucking wrestling royalty, as they should. I got Seth merch. I don't buy too many people's stuff, but I definitely will rock Seth Rollins. He's got like a really cool jacket, like a Fanmation, like a Seth Rollins. He's got a couple of them over the years and stuff, like where they did the black and yellow vibe back in the day. I mean, imagine having a Seth jacket now and then rocking it like 15 years from now. You know what I mean? Like people are like, dude, where the fuck did you get the Seth Rollins jacket? It's gonna be awesome. And I do want to buy a Seth Rollins autograph, like verified autograph. Like it'd be cool to have a piece of like that in my collection. Yeah, but you got to understand with Vince, Roman has the look. You know what I mean? So when you have the look like The Rock or Roman Reigns, it's like that steroid look. I mean, why do you think they gave Lashley a lot of presents? Because of his look. Vince loves big guys. Seth is more like a medium-sized guy. He's not like, he's intercontinental belt kind of size, like Dolph Ziggler and him and Finn. And, you got a lot of guys, Theory, they're all around the same, like medium. They're not small wrestler, but they're not like heavyweight, And sometimes they don't want to give a belt to a non-heavyweight because, in people's eyes, that's how it always was back in the day. The biggest, most muscular, presence was the guy that had the belt a lot of times. Like giving the double belt to Daniel Bryan, like, how crazy that is? Like, as you look back on it, it shows you that Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan, is a wrestling god. He is one of the best that's ever like been in the ring. And to be so over with the fans, like that's one of the most of all time. I mean, imagine if they still were doing the yes, yes, yes thing. That still would be going. Or they did no, no, no. And then they did him and Kane, Team Hell No. And he's not going to be wrestling full time much longer. He's just lives up north, where he was born there, up in Aberdeen, I believe. And I I think he was going to do a little bit of maybe NJPW stuff or whatever, like a little crossover stuff, a little AEW stuff. And I think he just wants to be with Brie and raise their family, babies. And maybe he's got something else in his back pocket. But Bryan Danielson, if he's smart, after he's done wrestling, he should do like a podcast or do something where he can make money, because people would definitely go and listen to him. Maybe I should be his business manager. Like, I don't know what you got going on. You can definitely raise your daughter and hang out with Brie, but it's like, if you're not wrestling anymore, you need to be involved in wrestling. Take advantage of that opportunity of what you are. The Authority. Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, Seth is one of the, if you don't even like him, and let's say you're a Roman guy, how low do you put Seth in the company? 2? Like, if you're a hater, like, who is better than Seth? Like, name off to me all the people, like who's better than Seth? Like, overall, like microphone, presence, you know what I mean? Wrestling, like the total package, you know? Most guys have like one option or, you know, maybe 2. Not all people, you know, are going to have like checking all the boxes off. Let's go. Do you want to see Seth? And hold on, let me see what I can pull up here. Some stuff for Sarah. I'm trying to find something neat, like back in my day. Yes, this is my favorite Seth of all time. I wish he never fucked his knee up. This is my favorite. Love this. Shield was so unique too. Like, they had bigger careers than like Hogan, Nash, and Hall. Like, you know, Nash and Hall had pretty good careers, but if you compare like what Nash and Hall did to what Seth has done, Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and Roman, you could say that those guys have done already more. The only one that they maybe haven't caught up to is like Hogan, but you got 3 to 1. Like, you could argue this is the most impactful Oh, it's my boy. Even if like Finn Balor is your favorite, or Bullet Club, or you have like certain ones, Bianca Belair, or whoever, you're like your top. But it's like, you know, I try to like really break down, you know, film and tape and articles, and you know, that's just what I do, man. And he's just incredible. Like WWE would be stupid to let him ever walk. No, I don't think he has any desire to go to AEW. Imagine him going against the Elite. Are you kidding me? That'd be a dream match. Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins one-on-one. Dude, you know, just like, I mean, he gets the chant everywhere. It's never quiet for Seth. He always gets the vibe, just like Jericho always gets the Judas. You know, it's like, that's when you know you're super over. Doesn't matter what city it is. It's everyone does it, whether they like you or not. Theory, Vince's boy. Daddy's no longer here. Oh, Seth is incredible for the sport right now. You know what I mean? Like, we need to have superstar legends, Macho Man, you know, Hogan, Flair type of legends, and Seth is a living legend. In my eyes, maybe you guys think I'm crazy or whatever, but I mean, I know some of you guys are as old as me. You guys are around my age group, and I think we kind of grew up with the same legends. Like, we all can agree Undertaker is one of the greatest of all time, and he's a fucking legend. Best original character of all time. But as far as like superstar legends that are doing it right now, there's only a couple right now. Omos, your favorite. Oh, he's the best. It's like watching Manute Bol or someone incredibly tall. It's like the brother version of Big Show. No thanks. But when Big Show was the Giant and they did the whole NWO thing, that was cool. But then it just as he got older, it progressively got worse. And the Big Show. Seth, don't fuck your knee up. Bye-bye. That was clean. I'll give Lashley that. That was performed very clean. You know, he's got the look. You know what I mean? He got the mic skills. But the thing is the fans, will he ever get over as a face or a heel? You know what I mean? That's the main question. You could be the golden boy and the chosen one from Vince, that you were going to get at least a little bit of a run, when maybe that if it was someone else running it like Triple H, that you would never get a run. But what are you going to do with the run, and how are the fans going to react? Oh, shit. Almost. Seth, 1, 2. Damn.
And this one rolls on.
Fucking Uzi.
15,609 WWE fans in the house tonight in Boston for the Thanksgiving weekend tradition known as
Seriously, I was like, holy shit, dude, that was kind of too close.
for the United States Championship.
Yeah, it's Seth Rollins, dude. Seth Rollins makes every match fucking incredible. Are you kidding me? I mean, if you love Shawn Michaels, Seth is the Shawn Michaels of this generation. I mean, if you want to put it to that, I mean, and Shawn Michaels can be like the super legend GOAT if you're older, right? But if you're a little kid growing up right now and you're not buying the whole Roman bullshit, you know, this is probably the figure that they have. Deservedly so, too. Fucking growing up as Seth is my favorite, shit. I'd have a billion Seth Rollins figures. I'll be like harassing the hell out of my parents. I need another Seth Rollins. Double full Nelson. Superhuman steroids. And you got, you know, even though Lashley's a bigger guy, he's not like Big Show size. So it's like they all can do some athletic moves, and Theory's kind of like a Ziggler type, you know what I mean? And he's not like not athletic. He's an athletic guy. Oh, that was dope. Fucking Seth Rollins, motherfucker. Bang. Let me roll you again. Bang. Spear. Oh my God, Theory. See? Everyone's like, oh, I want Seth Rollins to win. They're like, what happened? And that's, you know, they're trying to get you over. How are the fans going to react? Are they going to boo? Are they going to applaud because the match was awesome? They wanted Seth Rollins to win, you know, and that, you know, if you don't be able to cash in with the Money in the Bank, then you got to be able to win in some kind of fashion. So obviously Lashley had to help to get him over to do the spear. It's got everyone talking. That was good. It would have been awesome if Seth, I mean, hello, but that was choreographed and executed as the match of the night. I don't think anything will be better than that. That might be, and also the ending, just the surprise factor, you know. And normally they botch the endings like a motherfucker. Like they've been botching the endings of matches in WWE for the last 10 years. And normally you'll do 2 or 3, and a very clean finish. You know what I'm saying? Like people were like, what? Like they rung the bell and they still thought the match was going on. They're like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. I mean, they had to give him the belt, right? They had to give him the belt because if you don't cash in on the, Money in the Bank or whatever, they're like, all right, well, Vince still has some pull. I'm telling you. It's not like Vince is all his decision making from a company that was his and his dad. And he's like, nah, I'm just gonna be drunk all day. Not happening. The work ethic on that guy is, I definitely think that they have a little. He's like, all right, if you're gonna have him not cash in, at least give him the belt. That was his vision. That was his boy. Right. Yeah. I mean, don't you love Bobby Lashley? He's your favorite. Him and Omos. Your favorite boy. So what do we have? Is this the last thing left? How many more matches do we got? We got this and that's it, or what? What we got going on here? Uzi. You gonna learn today. Bro, it's an amazing show. It goes about his dad and like him as a kid and how he grew up and the crazy shit that happened to him. And then he's like older, like running for president, which we think that he could actually accomplish if he really wanted it, but they do it in the show. Like, I remember telling people like 10, 12 years ago, if The Rock wanted to run for president, that he would win, because he could be a Republican and you could be a Democrat, but you could respect The Rock because he's the fucking Rock, and you get people to cross over, but it just depends if you want to go from football player, wrestler, movie superstar, like Sylvester Stallone, you're the Rocky, you're the Arnold Schwarzenegger of this era, and then you want to go to the politics side or whatever. But it's really cool, and it has actors portraying Andre the Giant and Macho Man and a bunch of the people Vince look alike, and they do a really good job. It's through Rock's company, like the $7 Productions or whatever, I believe, and had some work with it, and it's fucking good, man. It's entertaining. I've watched every episode. I'm a big fan of The Rock, Dwayne. I mean, he's my brother, so I mean, anything Stone Cold The Rock, I'm watching. Like anything Stone Cold The Rock, I'm watching for sure. Yeah, and there's and it's got the Asian guy and Fresh Off the Boat, who's a comedian, as like his friend, and he's kind of a narrator. So the Rock will narrate in it, and but it's done really well. It's not a shitty show. It's kind of like a sitcom, and you get to see his trials and tribulations, and you get to see like how the dad was like in real life. Like, was he a good dad? Was he a bad dad? Like, what are the things that happened? Traveling on the road as your dad was a wrestler, and the family, and a lot of the stuff is based off true events that happened in his life. So it's not like all made up or anything. It's very cool, man. He's a Lily up in there. Woo! So they paid us a lot of money to promote this shit for you. They're like, all right, thanks, Triple H. Thanks, Stephanie. We'll just be crazy foos. Buy our shit. All right, they're like, boom, here you go. Here's 10 grand. Good job. Good promo. Yeah. We've been kind of blessed with the New Day and the Usos. If you really think about it, if you're a Matt or Jeff Hardy, or if you're, Christian and Edge and Christian, or if you're the Dudleys, Devon, Bubba, lots of them. There's all kinds of the Dudleys, right? So, I mean, now there's like the newer generation. And if you look at the newer generation, I mean, that's a pretty good run. You know what I mean? Like a very memorable run. And the one that's most impressive is New Day. Because, I mean, you could see it with the Usos, with the family bloodline, but with the New Day, they had to kind of make that. They had to come together, and they didn't know if it was going to work, because they tried to make them like churchy in the beginning, like religious. And then it went from there to the kind of the swag. And then they got booed for a while. And then they started catching on, and people started like supporting them. And then once they, got the strap on Kofi, and things started to change, and then even before that too. But that was a big significant moment, to have a Kofi Kingston with the main belt. That's a big deal, and that put New Day on the map, and they're one of the best trios ever. And I hope Big E wrestles again. Super sad that he got hurt. Oh yeah, is this the last match? This is it, huh? This last match. Are we getting fucking Usi?
Coming up next, the undisputed champion will step into the ring with the bloodline for the men's one-game match against the team that has the advantage.
This is what we got. This is it. Hello, hello, hello. Get Usi. 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 Notre Dame's down by 10. 31-21. Kevin Owens. I fucking love him. He's up there for me. He's probably my number 2. I like AJ Styles a lot. I like Randy Orton a lot. But I think as of guys that are like regulars that wrestle, I think Kevin Owens is my number 2 behind Seth. That's my pecking order. I like that he's not like a traditional size of a normal wrestler. I love it that he's Canadian. I think he's got incredible swag, incredible passion, and he always tries hard every single match. He really puts his whole, everything, and most people don't do that. And that's why I have him up there with Seth. Not sure if you guys feel the same way, but that's some people will have Kevin Owens in their top 5 or top 10, maybe not at all, but. Oh yeah, and they've been wrestling together for 20 years plus, maybe even longer on like smaller scenes, independent and whatnot. Like they have and they practice together. So you got to think about all that ring time, like in between, where they have like an off day, and maybe they did like 5 hours, and they're like, all right, let's work on these moves or whatever. Like you can definitely tell they are fantastic. You can make them tag champions. Certain people need gimmicks, and certain people have the talent. So you like Bray? I like Bray a lot too. And I like Drew a lot too. Drew to me is incredible. Great on the mic, got fired, came back, new swag, new personality. But he just, when he comes out with his, his accent and his his mic skills, like it's not like forced. It's very like real. And I like what he does in the ring. I think he's probably the most athletic big man in the company. It's fight night. But the thing is if you really want to make WWE like fun, you have the Brawling Brutes win because, as long as Roman doesn't lose the strap, right? Then, what is there to lose? If Roman's like one-on-one or if he loses the strap, it's one thing, but if it's just like for fun, like entertainment, like why not have the Brutes win? One's, got all the belts and you got one that beats the shit out of people. Butch, dude. He's a fucking Butch. Luke and Butch from the fucking Bushwhackers. Right? They should have just left it Pete Dunne. I guess Pete Dunne isn't the same as a Butch. He can still be a Brawling Brute and be named Pete Dunne. I got to get a little dap from him and Riddle, and I got to touch the tag belts when they did NXT Takeover Portland. I got interactions with those two. Keith Lee, I got daps, and I got to talk to Beth Phoenix and get a dap from her at the end of the show too. So I got a little time in. That NXT Takeover Portland was the last really, really good pay-per-view until we went into COVID. The Bloodline. So the fuck is a Butch, he said. Yeah, they definitely made the Roman and the Usos like the top of the mountain, like, the merch sellers and the, face of the company, like the John Cena of this era. They're really pushing it hard, You think this is the best music? Fucking Usi. And the cool thing and the reason why this is so popular, because when they made the name like the Bloodline, right, they actually are related. They actually are family. It's not just like a made up thing, like a faction. You know what I mean? Like this is legit. Like, you know, it's like they actually came across like a catchphrase, right? And it all, the right music and the right pairing of clothes, and they made it work, you know? And that's very rare to have something that could be that like magnified. I mean, they fucking have given him the belt for Christ's sake for 2 years because of this vibe, you know? I know. Well, yeah. It's Sammy though. Sammy being Sammy, dude. Sammy's not fucking Uso, you know? So what are all the stipulations with this particular match? Is championship on the line? What's the whole deal with like the stipulation, the final stipulation? What's the deal here? What's at risk? Like what's there to lose besides the match itself? Anything? NWO and the Shield. Well, it already is. I mean, you don't give someone a belt for fucking 2 years, dude. Judgment Day, Edge, Kevin Owens. You like those ones? I like Jericho, Judas, because everyone is, you know, that's I don't know, man. It's insane. And it's just cool that he was in, you know, Fozzy the band, and then he made it up, and it's actually good. Like it's not like some bullshit. Jericho's a real talented motherfucker. Legend. Like never will get the proper due that he deserves. Like, you know, he should be in more like top 10, top 5 talks. But I think most people, he's like, well, he's kind of flabby now. And, you know, he's not the same as what he was and whatever excuse they want to be. But he's the only one that's been like in every one. You know, it's like NJPW, AEW, ECW, WCW, WWF, WWE. Like motherfucker's been everywhere. Lots of Japan stuff. What the fuck is a butch? Fuck is a butch? It's just pride and ego. So why not have the brutes win? Right? Why? Because they have, you know what I mean? Like this is the perfect example where you would have them lose and build up something, you know? Because if the belts aren't on the line, who gives a shit? Right? It's all about the ring psychology and everything else, but the cage thing is awesome though. Like the double cage thing, like they should do it more often. It's like it's hard not to like get excited or pay attention when there's a cage. Like anytime there's a cage, and then this one with the double rings, this is like the best. Like what would be better than this? Like a triple? Like have 3 rings? Brutes getting oozy. Ooh, nice clothesline. Pete Dunne is pretty skilled. You know, if you ended up watching his career, and like he's a very technical wrestler. Technical wrestling is almost frowned upon nowadays, which is really sad. You know what I mean? I grew up watching Eddie and you know, Benoit and Dean Malenko and you know, Bret Hart and certain guys. You know, very technical style, and it's like you don't really see too much technical wrestling anymore. A lot of joint manipulation there. Because people think the technical wrestling is too slow, too much grappling on the ground, bending a limb. Who cares? That's what most people think, you know. Oh, he's bending his leg a certain way. They want to see people like, you know, get fucking hit in the head with a chair, you know. Oh, yeah. And sometimes that can elevate your status, you know, having a dope theme song. Yeah, but the persons that benefited the most through Roman's success are the Usos, because the Usos would not be as big as they are I mean, they've always been superstars, but then this kind of took them like another notch above, with this like whole bloodline thing. It definitely took their career to a higher level than it ever was. Whether you love them or you hate them. I mean, I don't think necessarily Jimmy and Jay are the best wrestlers, but they're really fucking entertaining. And just the fact with all the bloodline and Rikishi and Umaga and The Rock and Usos and, Roman, and like, it's kind of cool to have that connection. It's not like pretend brothers like Undertaker and Kane. Like, it's like real family shit. Like, you would like it, dude. He said, Lenny, come over here. He'd be like, yeah. Imagine just like fucking around and he actually like breaks your finger. He's like, bro, I'm just going to like twist it, but just like, don't worry. I won't do it. It'll look like it's like really painful, but it's nothing. I've done it a bunch of times. And then he like bends it and actually like breaks the fucking finger. You'd be like, you mother sucker. Like if like someone like Sheamus was doing it, fuck, you would have no fingers. He'd be like, yeah, let me have one finger. And then he'd come out with like nubs. He'd be nubbing. Sheamus would be breaking all that shit. Oh, shit. Into the steel cage. Where's the barbed wire? It's pushy shit. Give me the barbed wire on fire, like in the Japan matches. Everything's on fire. Everything is barbed wire. Thumbtacks. This double ring is awesome. Fucking Uzi. WWE Survivor Series War Games with your boy getting Uzi or Broody. All right, who's next? Who's next? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who is it? Rich Holland, which no one will know in 10 years. It's fast. Come on, dude. Do you want me to give him a call? I'll call him. What year did you guys all start watching wrestling? When you guys were what kids? What age? Or like what age do you remember watching your first match if you don't really like fully remember? Because obviously when you're a kid, but yeah, wrestling figures and shit was always the coolest thing ever. Rich be on them drugs. Rich Holland. Thrizzle. She was Thrizzle years old. Oh, didn't say that was Thrizzle. Fashizzle. 3 or 4. 5 or 6. Yeah. How young? Yeah. Piper Pit. We can always tell the OGs like on what we saw. Like imagine not being able to ever see like Legion of Doom or Road Warriors or Ultimate Warrior back. I mean, Hogan, like I don't know, man. It just Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. I mean, there's just so many different amazing things. Luger, Sting, DDP. Oh man, it was different. Because I mean, if you think wrestling's popular now, it's not what it was. Good. He's horrible. That's why he did it. He wanted us to lose. He's like, I'm going to Arizona State. Fuck Oregon. I'm going to call the worst plays ever. I don't even give a shit because I got a new job. Son of a bitch. The fucking traitor. He's like, let me call it down on 4th down and 1. My dogs, my dogs, my dogs. Hey, my dogs, my dogs. Let's get it. I'm feeling Uzi, my dogs. I'm Sami Zayn, my dogs. Oh, yeah. You have no idea if you never saw Hogan and Macho. Macho Man's my favorite of all time. But like Hogan's right up there too. I mean, if you were alive at this time, dude, like it's just you can't describe it. Whatever you think popular is now, magnify that like NFL popularity, like or even above that, and everyone has a sign. Everyone, little kids, grandpas, like it's rowdy. Everyone's chanting. Everyone's going crazy. Like merch, like it was on like the biggest legends all wrestling at the same time of all time. And you were just, I mean, there's people like Eddie Guerrero that people will never ever see because he passed away and he died. And it's like you either saw it or, you watch highlights, but it's not the same. So many legends. They had more mid-card legends back then than they do now. Like insane amount of amazing talent. He's getting Uzi. Uzi. Sammy's a real funny motherfucker, too. He's a funny motherfucker. His favorite was Andre. Andre was the first famous big wrestler ever. Then came Hogan after him. Have you seen the Andre the Giant documentary? It's amazing, but super sad. It'll make you cry. I mean, if you're into, actually having some emotion when you see things, but I guess it's different sometimes for people like me that actually watched him. So it kind of hit different, but I guess if you never watch him, you don't really know a whole lot about him. Maybe it won't make you cry, but it definitely is a sad story. Yeah. What are the chances of that happening though? Do I need to make the call? And I don't even know if that's the right person to have. Just because you had good success at LSU doesn't mean that you're going to have success here in Oregon. Maybe he'll do the 4th down stuff. Oh, 4th and 30. Let's go for it. Yeah, absolutely. I had Ultimate Warrior figure. The wrestling figures I had when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, Big Boss Man. I didn't have a lot. I think I only had like 5 or 6. But I had like Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joes and Transformers and other stuff, Ghostbuster toys and other cool shit. No way. Really? That's awesome. Dog. Who you wanted to offensive coordinator? Oh, dog. I could get us some fucking wins, dude. I don't know, man. I have to see what's available and who gets fired. And here's my boy Drew fucking McIntyre. It is sad that they didn't get to have his championship with fans. He deserves it. What's up? What? Okay, what can we talk about?
A couple of years ago in Survivor Series, many believe should have beat Reigns and Carter Clash, the castle after Solo Sikoa. And now, Sami Zayn and James working as a team, going after Drew McIntyre. Among the many who believe that call, Drew McIntyre himself It's an extremely bitter taste in the mouth of the Scottish Warrior. Uso sent across the ring to the other side, into the cage. Uso again. And McIntyre having his way with the bloodline.
Drew.
Uso ramrod into the steel cage.
You know when you get old and like the tall tale sign is like when you have to do like heartburn medication and shit like that. Like some people have heartburn at a young age and whatnot, but that's when you know. That's when you know you're getting older. Oh, Sammy, Jesus, he went flying. Threw Sammy like 8 feet. Oh my.
Now McIntyre with a spine buster to Jey Uso. I'm feeling pretty Uso right now. Your Drew said he's feeling pretty Uso. This is a glance at just
Yeah, I think that was something that they were thinking about probably doing at some point, is having Cody Rhodes have the championship at some point, but he has to come back healthy. Well, they already had the Drew title reign, so they're not going to give it to him anytime soon. You know, I mean, if he has another title reign, it's not going to be for a while. It's going to be like the next guy, the next guy, the next guy. So he already had his reign during COVID, unfortunately. But if you're looking for pieces to like, be a face of the company for a while, Drew would be a good one. He is a good option. What's Oregon? I don't even know what that is anymore. I have no soul or heart anymore for Dan Lanning or Kenny Dilling douche calling 4th down plays and making us lose. So that way he doesn't have to get any repercussions for the dumb play calling because he already knew he was going to Arizona State. So you just made like hundreds of thousands of people be angry at Oregon football. We will never forgive that man, ever. Neither one, both of them. Just fucking fire Dan Lanning. Like, I'm not even joking. If I could fire and we could get it done, I would think that would be ideal. Oh, let's go get some weapons. Yeah, so we got this one in the women's, right? Or no, women's was early. What? This is the last match, isn't it? Tables, baby. Sarah, is there anything that you want me to pull up photo-wise? Just want to make sure, we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure if anyone else will show up after, but we'll probably just do one game tomorrow so that way you can just chill, spend some more time. I was thinking about doing the Chiefs and the Rams, but that would be better just to relax and do some other things. Oh, there'll be other things that need to be done, so we'll just do one tomorrow instead of doing 2 tomorrow.
Oh, you know how it is in life when you're really good at what you do and who you are, and all of a sudden somebody else comes into the fray that doesn't quite do things the way you did. There's always an inherent sense of uncertainty. Perhaps what Jey Uso did. McIntyre.
I mean, some things are just unforgivable. Like I've seen things this year that I've never seen before, and like multiple times. There's no excuse. And now one guy's gone, so there's no, we don't get to hate on him anymore. You know what I mean? Until he gets fired, and then the head coach has got enough wins to keep his job secure to the big boys up at the top. So great. Now we just have to suffer with a head coach and a OC that is comfortable for going for it on 4th down on your own 29-yard line or 33-yard line. That's great. We're never going to be relevant. Yeah, I will do the Eagles game. Packers and Eagles. I already have the thumb. You want to see a thumb? I'll show you the thumb. Preview. Sneak peek. Sneak peek before tomorrow.
And the Brutes go a man up in 10 seconds. And they desperately need some help in this matchup as McIntyre with a Glasgow kiss tries to find out a fake.
Drew with the headbutt. Ooh, baby. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts. Sunday Night Football with O-Dog. Live play-by-play and reactions. Yeah, boy. Good old Johnny Thumbnails. Doing work. It's masterpiece. Kevin. Bang. He says, suck it! Cannonball! Kevin's is super athletic for being a big guy. Like maybe one of the most athletic big guys we've ever seen. And he's lost weight, but he was bigger. Uzi? Broody? Looks good, right? Dude. He sent me an original one with Jalen facing a different direction, but I was like, they have to be facing each other or straight. Otherwise, it just doesn't look as good. And if I'm paying big money, I have to make sure, I look at every little detail, regardless if it's going to get me more views or not. I just want it to look the cleanest as possible if I'm investing in myself. So I just choose the players, whatever I choose, and then he'll try to find stuff that looks good. Instead of just having two big logos, I figure it just looks better. Tables, ladders, chairs, cages, Uzi. Drew had been able to make it back in the day. He'd have like a mask though, you know what I mean? He'd be like Wrath or Mortis, like he'd have like a look. DJ Johnson punched a fan. Oh no. So is he suspended now? Jesus Christ. Well, a lot of those Oregon State fans were probably baiting him though too. Those drunk kids and shit. You know how that goes. They beat Oregon. I mean, there's definitely fights at the game, so you don't really want to go to the opposite stadium. Like if you're an Oregon fan and you go to a Beaver game and they win, then it's an upset and like, yeah, you have to probably be afraid for not necessarily your life, but you better not fucking mouth off, because even if you don't mouth off, you might get punched or something might happen because there's people are crazy, The people are assholes. They think it gives them a right to do something fucked up and not get in trouble for it. Solo Sikoa. Freaking Butch. Oh, nice sell right there. Making Solo look good. Whenever you do the clothesline and they do the flip, it always makes it look so much better for the other person. Who's Dan Lanning? I don't even acknowledge that name anymore. Mr. See ya later. So it shows we need more players too. We needed Kayvon Thibodeau, the McKinley. We needed better players. Slugfest, a John Moxley slugfest.
Solo turned right back around and said, "Come get some more." Super kick by Owens. Solo still on his feet. Another super kick by KO. Solo still on his feet. Owens stomping at the bare feet of Sikoa.
They're trying to make Solo look like Goldberg. I don't think I've ever been so upset with the team, dude. Like I said, I've handled so many bad losses, right? But the play calling and the coaching is like that is like unexcusable shit. Like I cannot put up with that. Like I put up with everything else, but that's where the line is drawn. If it ends up being bad coaching or horrible play calling, like just blatant bad play calling, just like putting us in a position to lose momentum or lose the game. There's no coming back from that. A lot of diehard Oregon fans will never support Dan, even if we win a natty with him. We're not. Yeah, I don't acknowledge that man, whoever that is. Even if we won a natty, nope. Sorry, bro. I will not acknowledge you. Acknowledge him. Nope. Not happening, brother. 4th down and 1 on your own 33. Shh. Shh.
Fractured his elbow. Cause that block guy you saw. Rollins Brutes now complete. The boys are back and they're looking for trouble. Sami Zayn trying to keep the door shut, not allowing Sheamus to get inside the War Game structure.
He said, "Come over here, fella." A skinnier version of Umaga. Solo more athletic. But yeah. Yeah, he's unique. He's a 1-on-1. Big red. No one looks like him. Him and Drew. There's certain people that have certain accents. Becky Lynch, Drew, Sheamus. They gave him the championship way back in the day, but it wouldn't be something too crazy to think if they gave him the belt at some point before he retires. I mean, he's really been consistent in the company, from the very beginning. I guess it depends when it's his turn again. Unless they think a big, tall, pale, redhead guy would not be good for marketing. But I know people don't like wrestling him because he punches too stiff, but
Sami's performance so far. I'm surprised Sami Zayn is hung in here physically as long as he has. Sami's been nothing but loyal and proven it over and over to the bloodline. As a brawling crowd, 10-8, the Usos and Zayn against the cage, and they're not done yet. McIntyre.
Poster boy. Yeah, but when's the last time Sheamus had a belt? Dolph Ziggler, not like a tag belt, but like an individual, big, prestigious belt. Sheamus, Ziggler. It's been a long time. Like they had their initial run and then just nothing since, really. Some little things in between, but Solo's like, thanks for the back massage, bruh. How tall is Sheamus and how tall is Drew? He said, thumbs down. Claymore, Claymore, Claymore. It's like, don't drop me, motherfucker. He's like, yeah, make sure you protect my neck, motherfucker. 8, 7, 6, 3, 2. USC won. Sheamus is 6'3". Does he look taller than 6'3" in the ring? Because to me, he does. Drew's 6'6". Roman's all fresh, and everyone else is just like beat the fuck up. This concept for a wrestling match is very unique, entertaining, and awesome. And they should never stop this vibe ever. There should definitely be something that they stick with. Like, you know, when you have something that is, you know, fucking getting oozy right now. We're getting broody, and I like it. They've been experimenting with some different camera angles as well. Oh, slap to the face. Oh, right to Kevin Owens too. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? A slap. Superman punch. They're making Roman like Goldberg times 1,000. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah, oh, dog. Oh. Sheamus with the counter. Yeah, I bet this is everyone's favorite thing to do. They're like, oh, Sheamus is just going to club the shit out of your chest for a minute. Kidney punches by Sheamus. Back of the head. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is cool. That was a cool camera angle. The one they have up above like that. That's dope. It's cool that they are experimenting, and that's what it's about. You'll be able to find those different camera angles. You got cameras, use them. Create the vibe. That's a new one too. Probably have to experiment a little bit too because you have 2 rings together with the cage. So So what are we thinking about this pay-per-view so far? What would we grade this overall? Are we grading it like a 7 overall? 8? 7.5? Or are we grading it higher than that? Are we grading it 8.5 or better or no?
Unfamiliar territory for the tribal chief. Being outnumbered. Yeah, but Roman fighting back. Now with Sheamus up on his shoulders, Sheamus trying to fight out of this.
I am digging the camera angles. Like I said, you can tell WWE is trying to step their game up a little bit. I mean, you are a billion-dollar company. You might as well have the best announcers, the best, people doing the video. I mean, the more camera angles, the better. I mean, they're making it almost like a video game. Like if you look at the camera shots, the angles and the cinematography. I like it. And it gives you a different kind of vibe when you're watching it. Kind of like a UFC vibe. Boxing UFC vibe. Oh, spear. Roman. 1, 2. Ooh.
I have no idea where the hell Butch came from, but Sheamus owes him a few points. Butch just saved the day.
I think that we can't have it any lower than an 8. If you're like, don't like it very much, it has to be at least an 8. I think if you like it, then it's got to be slightly higher than 8, like 8.5 or something. But I don't think we can rate it as 7.5 or lower. Too many cool things that have happened. Spots And just the, overall pretty good. And I don't really mind Seth dropping that particular belt, and the Theory spot was interesting.
It's friendly fire. All right, it's war games. Intensity is at an all-time high. There's a miscommunication. The WWE fans don't see it your way, Corey.
Oh, it's Butch. Like, who cares about Butch? Butch's life is on the line. That's the one they don't care about the most. Okay, give it to Pete Dunne. Save Butch. I'm glad we did this because I needed something positive in my life after that Duck loss, man. That was rough. Spear through the table. But honestly, if you have like that kind of play calling, you don't even want to win, man. You don't want to. I don't want. I'm going to play another game and I'm going to do the same thing. It's like these motherfuckers don't learn. So what? I don't even want to watch. Like, it's like unexcusable play calling. There's no forgiveness for that. And even if we had to get a less talented coach, to fire this one, I think most Duck fans would be completely fine. Even a guy that wasn't as talented as Dan Lanning, but someone that actually is not a fucking idiot. Oh, nice super kick by Solo. I'm the Rock. Rock bottom. Love me some Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens with the belt would be awesome. Like if he was the one that had the belt after Roman, like he was the one that beat Roman, that would be cool because Kevin does deserve it. It would be really cool to see him as like the man of the company. What do you guys think? You guys think they would give the strap to Kevin at some point and be like the face of the company for like 3 months? Like be the guy? Or are we just going to get Roman Reigns for the next 5 years? Ah. Ooh-ah. Super kick to the ooh-ah. In the ooh-ah. Boom. Pop-up powerbomb. He said, hey, let me give you the stunner. Boom. Stone Cold. Bang. Oh, he actually sold that pretty good. 1, 2. Sammy preventing the 3. So what are we going to get? Are we going to get the turn, or are we going to, what's going to happen here? Now, that's why having, Sami Zayn part of it is like a storyline that's like long-term building storyline. Does he stay with them? Does he, get kicked out of the group? Does he turn on them? Do they turn on him? And they could, they could stretch out the rivalry quite a bit. The blow that is low. The blow that is low. Low blow. He kind of had his arm in there a little too long, though. I mean, if you're going to do the low blow, it's kind of like a quick thing. Like, caca, like, he didn't have to keep it in there for like 5 seconds. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, if you did the low blow. Okay.
royalty to Roman Reigns. To the bloodline.
Damn, that kick was fucking stiff. That was stiff kick, man. Got him pretty square.
I will show you where my allegiance lies. Owens is down and out on the Haruka kick, and now Sami Zayn offering Owens as a sacrifice, an olive branch.
Oh, that's over. 1, 2, 3. He's Usi, dude. You can't like, you know what I mean? If he's able to break their guys' character, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you get that's something that you really get. Maybe they thought it was only temporary just to see how it goes, and then if it doesn't go well, they can just boot him out of the group. But I think that I think the vibe was like he's a lot funnier and a lot more charismatic than I think they thought. And just because they're like the bloodline, like he actually, you know, makes it interesting. It's a very unique dynamic where it's like the oddball, the goofball to like the serious guys, and it actually works really well. You know, you gave it a 10? Oh boy says a 10. Which one did we like better? The women's? Was the women's match the best match of the night, or was it the Seth Rollins or this one? Finley says it's a 10. So you proved your loyalty, Uzi. And this is why they would do this, like back in the day where he hugs him, and then all of a sudden he just clotheslines the shit out of him. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit that would happen in the 80s. All right, so now they're going to make it like it's going to come up with some really hilarious backstage funny shit, because I mean, like I said, for a guy to look like Sami Zayn and then for him to have that personality, it's instant great TV, man. I mean, and also too, by doing that and grabbing the arm, very creative and unique with like Triple H and Stephanie and, you know, Khan and, you know, the people that are coming up with the ideas on like what are ways that we can end the match maybe a little more unique and, you know, different than maybe in the past. And the attention to detail is very good now. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching this as a WWE hater from COVID and just the poor wrestling, the poor finishes, just Vince running the company in his own eyes. God, we have come a long ways in a matter of just a few months. And I am fully back, and I don't feel I'll ever go away again. Like that was temporary, and it feels good to be able to love this shit again and enjoy it. Yeah, impressed. Awesome. Fucking A. That was like a memorable pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like if you go down like next year, be like, bro, remember fucking War Games? You know what I mean? Like there's certain pay-per-views that you forget. Yeah, if they got the press conference, I'll watch a little bit. But I'm gonna probably end the stream in 15 minutes. I'll probably just, you know, I won't go for 4 or 5 hours. It's not necessarily a money that we're trying to get like donos or whatever. We're just kind of, you know, if we get them, cool. If not, you know, we were kind of enjoying the the pay-per-view, and sometimes we'll get big dono days on those, and sometimes it'll be a little lower. And I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I'm glad that I got home in time and we were able to hang out. And yeah, just a lot of little subtle details, just watching everything, the whole development. Yeah, and sometimes you do got to copy AEW, and AEW will copy them for ideas. And like when MJF and he did his presser, it's like it depends on who your favorite wrestlers are, but it's like you get the normal WWE, WWF vibe that's never gone away, and then the alternative. Did you enjoy ECW or WCW? And if you did, then you'll love AEW. But now wrestling is getting so good that AEW held it down when WWE was in like shambles with Vince, but now WWE I think is better than AEW, and I'm an AEW guy, so I think like it kind of flip flop now. But now we just need like Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and you just need more of the roster, and we need bigger matches. And we'll have to see what the MJF run is going to be like. But I would like to see Bryan Danielson with a big belt as well. But yeah, we'll go for 15 minutes. I don't know how long this post conference thing will be. I assume it'll be for 15 to 45 minutes because we're already at the 3 hour and 15-minute mark. I don't know how long they're going to go for, but we can just kind of talk about the pay-per-view. Anything you guys want to see picture-wise, I can throw it up. Otherwise, we can just kind of hang out and enjoy each other's company. And I'm thinking that we're not going to do the Chiefs game. I mean, if I knew I had enough people and everything, but I think we've been grinding every day since July 4th. So I want to relax and spend time with Paisley, and I got some other shit to do. So we're just going to record tomorrow, just the one game tomorrow instead of two. So we'll do this, and that way we can enjoy our morning and enjoy our afternoon and not have to be like, fuck, we got two streams a day. That 2 streams I have to really go after and grind on. So we'll do this one, and I think it'll be hopefully a good game. I don't know if the Packers can win that game, but I mean, it's Eagles Packers, and name-wise, it's got some sauce to it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. We would assume the Eagles win, but maybe the Packers make it closer than we think, or maybe Aaron Rodgers has himself a game, but he does have a broken thumb. So the pay-per-view was a 9 because of Ronda. It would have been a 10 if she wasn't in it. Edge 2002. We're on the same page, and I have to keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. A lot of people are haters. They're WWE, and someone could tell them that they had a 5-star match on AEW, and they're like, fuck that company. Like, they won't even watch it. But if you're a fan of wrestling, you're not like a brand. It's like, fuck this brand or this. Like, if you're a fan, you watch it all. Like, but people are very selective on their brands, like Nike, fucking Adidas, and like you go into the other one, and it's like, I don't know what it is about that. But AEW and WWE, it's like that. Let me see if I can find Edge 2002. I enjoyed the pay-per-view, and it's always funner to be able to watch it together. I really do enjoy doing the pay-per-views for AEW and WWE. I do. I mean, WWE ones are better because most people don't buy the AEW pay-per-view except for me. So, some people might be, not even watching it, but everyone can afford the $5 or whatever instead of like the 50 or 60. Edge 2000.
You know that feeling we all get when WWE is totally awesome? Ooh, yeah. That feeling is fun. Nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find that specific year or what you're talking about, but I can probably find some kind of Edge old school. So what happened now? Now is it going to go to like some thing, or now are we watching something else? Now we're watching Jericho. What's going on here? I'm not paying attention. Is this like, are they promoting something? Aggression. Give it to him, Cena. See, it's all about context. Like 9 because of Ronda because it was good, or 9 because of Ronda because it was bad. See, when people read a statement like that, that's where their brains go. They're like, okay, is it saying it because of Ronda made it a 9 because it was so awesome because of her, or it's not as good as a 10 because of Ronda. See, I know how people's brains work, so I see where it comes from.
WWE of all time. Whether it's a widely rumored arrival trending on social media or a giant surprise stepping foot onto the stage.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, bro. Yeah, so if I'm not going to get no post-conference and this like guy with the glasses is talking, yeah, I think we can just call it a night. I mean, I thought we were actually going to get like some presser or something cool or whatever, but I think it's a good time where we can just call it. And I'll be doing this one tomorrow. We'll take off the afternoon in the morning to enjoy watching football and just relaxing, spending time with our fams or our pets. And then we'll go after it here on Sunday Night Football. I think that would be good for you, Sarah, and Bandit, and I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. We'll have other days that we can make up for it on the donos. The press conference is on YouTube. Oh, shit. Yeah, well, I'll watch it probably separate. I need to eat some food and probably eat like 50 more gummies to make up for that duck loss. So, but I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are awesome. And like I said, I will be back tomorrow and Sunday night, and we'll do the game. And I appreciate everybody coming through and hanging out. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. And let me get the proper. We have to make sure we get the proper picture here before we go. Right there. Got to get the War Games. I'm going to switch it up, getting Uzi. Appreciate you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Gang.